time on our live stream. So give us 1 second. And we are live. I love it when we are live. Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday, says Flying Jade. That is so awesome. We are here live, not Memorex. So welcome to ClearProp TV. This is going to be a really awesome podcast. So we're very glad that you're here. Let me introduce everyone on the panel real quick. We got Eric at ppglear.com. He's going to help with the questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you say hi in the chat. We also got Flying Flamingo Jade. You can find her at paramotorgirl.com. JP Tulo, he's going to be taking care of you guys, putting you in the spinning wheel of winning things. Make sure you check him out at jptulo.com and ppgjp.com. What'd you say? I see you doing this. I don't know what that is all about. Hurry up. Okay.
No, that's the spinning motion. I'm spinning the wheel.
The spinning wheel. Okay, gotcha. Then we got Will Fly. He's going to be looking at the chat tonight and keeping up with you guys. That's awesome. You can find him at willflyppg.com. Linda Anderson, she's our cheerleader tonight. You got your pom-poms? She's got her pom-poms. All right. And she is the person that you need to get up with if you want to be on the show. You can find her at paramomusa.com. We also got Never Trust a Skinny Chef, Shane. Welcome, Shane. He is our resident comedian. He also flies paramotors and he cooks a lot. I guess that's because of his name, Never Trust a Skinny Chef, Shane. And you can find him at ppgshane.com. Tonight, our guest, this is going to be so cool, and I so thank you for joining us tonight. We have Chucky Wright or Charles Wright, whichever way you want to say his name. He says, you just call me either one. So I think I'll call you Chucky. I like Chucky. It sounds good. It sounds like a good movie that I like. And anyways, if you guys want to find him real quick, make sure you go to paramotorguest.com and it'll go to his YouTube channel. Matter of fact, look at the links down below. You're going to see the flying to McDonald's on my paramotor. That's the one that we're going to be talking about tonight. So Chucky Wright, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Now you're going to be driving home tonight in your car. So we got you in the car and then you're going to switch over to your computer later. Is that correct?
I'll try to transition to it. And if I can't, I'll just stay on my phone.
That sounds fine. That's no problem at all. We appreciate you. So anyway, if you want to watch us, make sure you go to clearproptv.com and you're probably listening to us on paratalk.org. All right, Chucky, do me a favor. Tell us a little bit about yourself and all the cool things that you are involved in. I mean, you do weights, you do extreme sports. What are the cool things that you do?
So I work at an automotive company. I work on braking systems. It's called ZF Automotive. Do electrical on the side and kind of get into my hobbies. They range everywhere from I do powerlifting, men's physique. I've done Ninja Warrior. I've done every kind of board sport you could possibly think of, primarily surfing, snowboarding, and skateboarding. I free dive, which is diving extremely deep and holding your breath. I also scuba dive, also paramotor and ride motorcycles. And I mean, there's a bunch more out there. I'm just trying to think them off the top of my head. I do parkour, free running, all that kind of stuff, gymnastics. I mean, every kind of sport you think of that's kind of extreme. I've either tried it or I'm still currently doing it.
Well, you've done a lot so far, and you also did a little paramotoring. What do you think about paramotoring compared to all your other sports that you've done?
First getting into it, it's definitely a more nerve-wracking sport, I guess. I'm not scared of heights, but I guess for someone that's not very acclimated to being up higher, not very comfortable with it, it was definitely a little nervous for my first flight. After that, you get jitters every here and there, like my third, fourth flight. And then after that, it started to kind of go away and you gain confidence until you have something a little sketchy happen. And then you kind of put yourself back a couple steps. And yeah, I don't know. It's intimidating at first. It's a very intimidating thing to look at from the outside in when you're not in the sport.
Well, I'm looking at, I went to paramotorguest.com and I see your YouTube channel. It looks like there's a lot of cool things on there right now. You have 18.6 thousand subscribers. So you have a lot of peeps that are watching you, and looking at your videos, looks like you have over 1,000 views on your last one with your one wheel. So if you guys haven't, make sure you go to paramotorguest.com, subscribe to Chucky Wright's YouTube, and his Instagram is also down below here on the video. So make sure you go check him out. We're going to scroll over real quick on your videos and find your famous video of flying to McDonald's on your paramotor. And we're going to go through that tonight. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about some of these really cool sports that you've done. You've done motorsports, you said?
I've done dirt bikes, motocross. Did a lot of autocross racing. I had an Evo 9 that I did autocross with. I did it in my Benz too as well. I had an AMG. Drag racing, drifting. In terms of other motorsports, I guess motorized boards, like longboard stuff like that. But I'm trying to think of other motorsports I've done.
There's really doesn't seem like there's much that you have done.
I mean, not many more. I mean, quads and stuff like that, but nothing crazy with that. Just kind of trail riding and stuff. So yeah, no, mainly just dirt bikes and cars, like the different aspects of cars, what you can do with that. So
real quick too, did you get your general aviation's pilot's license, or are you just going to stick with paramotor, or what?
I am planning on getting my aviation license actually. This coming April, when I turn 27, is when I actually plan on taking that whole course accelerated in about a month. So
okay. That was another thing I was going to ask you. That's another thing I was going to ask you, how old you were. So you're 26 now.
Correct. I just turned 26.
Okay. So you got a year before you get your GA license.
Yes.
Cool. You paramotor, have you thought about going to any fly-ins or anything like that?
I have. Well, there's a couple that are happening in Michigan. I don't know if it's called Clearwater. I think that's one of the ones, whatever Fly Michigan PPG puts on. I saw their little event thing. So I'm going to try to go to that. I'm a little timid on it, but I'm sure they'll be friendly and welcoming, even though I've had, a lot of the older people in the community not been too fond on some of my videos. So it's, one of those, do I show up and I get ridiculed, or do I show up and they're all pretty cool? So we'll see. I'm still going to go regardless.
I think that the paramotor community is really kind. We want to make sure that, everyone that flies is safe and, makes a, good name for the sport and stuff. Yep. And you self-trained, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
But you also plan on going to Aviator PPG, right?
I do. This winter, I do plan on going there.
Okay, so you want to just get up there and start to fly, and now you're like, okay, there's a lot of things that I really need to know. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that you don't know because you just don't know, right? I guess we can run through your paramotor video. Now, you saw Tucker Gott flying to McDonald's on his paramotor. I think everyone has seen it. Yeah. Everyone saw that. And you're like, okay, I'm going to fly a paramotor and fly to McDonald's on my paramotor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we start showing your video, we're going to do a screen share. Just so everyone knows, there's a lot of things that Chucky has done wrong, and we talked about this. And the reason why he's on this podcast is to go over this. And we want him to feel welcome into the community, and we want to make sure that the questions that we ask him are questions that are kind. Ask him questions, but just be kind about it. We got the moderators in the background, so don't be mean. But we're going to be showing your paramotor flying to McDonald's on your paramotor, and as we play this, can you do me a little favor and kind of let us know what's going on and what you're thinking? And
yeah, for sure. What's going on in my mind when I'm doing all this stuff? For sure.
Absolutely. So there we go.
We're going to fly to McDonald's. And I have not been to McDonald's in about 12 years and not ordered anything from their menu because I don't really like to eat fast food.
Now, you don't eat fast food because you're a bodybuilder. You work out.
I just don't touch it because I don't like touching fast food to begin with. I quit pop and fast food all 12 years ago, so I've not touched a single soda in past 12 years or fast food.
So that's the reason why you decided to get an apple pie and water, because...
Yeah, closest thing to like naturals can be.
Exactly. Now, when you started to do this video, did you think I'm going to try to do this very similar to Tucker Gott's video, or did you have a different, way that you wanted to do this video?
Honestly, I didn't. I saw his way of doing it. I didn't really think anything like miraculous of it. Like I didn't really have the correct setup to do it the way he did it. I don't live in the kind of location that he lives in to do it. So I kind of just worked with, all I did was I went to maps. I looked at where I could take off from, what would be the closest distance to it, and then where I could land at the nearest McDonald's with the largest open field. So that's what I did. And I didn't really even watch his video entirely, which I probably should have. It would have benefited me a little bit, but I just kind of did it my own way. I just watched him take off and land. And then I kind of just clicked out of the video. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. He got McDonald's. He flew there, and that's all I cared about. And then I'm like, let me go recreate my own thing. But I didn't get into paramotoring, or I didn't want to make this video strictly based off him. I was going to fly somewhere. I was actually planning on going to Chick-fil-A before he even went there. And I couldn't do it because it's all over a huge city. So I couldn't fly over, all the houses and whatnot. So no, I kind of I winged it. I knew exactly where I needed to land. I picked out the spots on the map. And I knew I was just going to walk through there, order, go back, set up, and take off. And that was my goal. Just go there, come back, and that was it.
Did you look on Google Maps?
Correct.
To see, how much room there was, and then you went over to McDonald's, or did you just fly there? Did you, check out McDonald's before you landed, or what?
So I know this McDonald's, I pass it all the time going to the highway. So I know the McDonald's, I know that field behind it. I know how big the actual field is. So I looked on the map exactly where I could fly to get to this field. And then I kind of just mapped it out on the maps, and I'm like, I know how to get there. It's like, you can literally see it from once I get to 1,000 feet, you can see the location. I'm like, it's not too difficult to get to. It was maybe 3 or 4 miles, maybe 5. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like a pretty straightforward operation. So I didn't really seem there was going to be any incidents per se. So
looks like you have a huge field here to land, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I had a decent amount of field there. So I wasn't really worried about the landing or takeoff.
Anybody on the panel have any questions, or do we have any questions in the chat that we need to address?
How long?
There is a question.
What?
2 people said something at once right there.
How long of a trip was it? How long of a flight?
To get there, I was chilling. So maybe 12, 15 minutes.
Oh, nothing. So maybe a couple miles.
Yeah. That wing doesn't go very quick. It's, like I said, a little big for me.
Velocity core?
Yeah, 30. So it's, like I said, huge for my size.
On a side note, I think they just released a core too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, just since we're talking paramotors. I just saw Blackhawk, yeah. So I saw that. But anyways, McDonald's.
Were you planning on going in?
I was. I couldn't because they weren't allowing customers to come in. I was going to walk in there with everything on besides my wing.
That would have been a good thumbnail.
Because I was going to get a picture of myself standing at the counter with everything on, with my food in my hand.
That would have been awesome.
You could have got your burger, or you could have stopped at that Exxon over there, topped off, came over here, went through drive-through. You could have just done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you could have, honestly. There's a Tim Hortons right next door, too.
You should have gotten someone to get a picture of you standing at the drive-through with your paramotor on your back, man. That would have been viral on Instagram.
No, it's not like he can't do that. Still, I mean,
yeah.
All
Sean
right,
knows I got some ideas coming up.
Awesome, dude.
Water, please.
Yeah, of course.
You can hear in her voice. She's completely baffled.
Anything
because
else
they have a
today?
video.
That's it.
All right, your total's gonna be 126 at the first window.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you know they were watching it going.
This first window.
Yeah, of course.
You should have done this with a trike.
Oh, that would have been difficult and loud.
Then you could have just, rolled through.
I don't know how trikes work yet. So in terms of landing in that field, I feel like there wasn't enough space.
Apple pie in the water?
Yep.
Try not to make eye contact with you.
No, thank you.
So, what's the story on that?
I flew here.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Figured it'd be a different way to get food. Thanks, you too.
I'm sure that person in front of you is
The
like,
funniest thing
what
I
is...
think I've ever done is walk through McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah, that person in front of you is probably like, what is going on? Now, you said that there was some questions in the chat. Anybody want to ask those questions?
There we go. I'm on now. Yeah, I had a question about the Chucky. If you don't mind, I can see it's daylight, but could you talk a little bit about the conditions that you flew in at the time?
For sure.
The winds.
So I took off going into the west, and the winds were coming out of the west at about 7-8 miles an hour with gusts up to 11. So nothing crazy. And then on my way back, what it said, at least on my little meter, I didn't show it in the video, but I checked and it was about 5 mile an hour winds still coming out of the west. So I actually kind of took off at an angle with the wind against the wind, kind of, if that makes sense. So it was kind of behind me, but kind of at the side of myself too. So I had low winds though throughout the entire flight. Weather was probably 48 degrees, something like that, 45 degrees.
So who's this helping you out?
So actually, this guy is the guy that was in Tucker Gott's video that ran into the power lines.
What?
Yeah, he saw me
Coincidentally?
from the McDonald's drive-through, and that's I added him on Facebook. But yeah, he's the one where he's just flying across that farm field, and he hit he went to turn left at like the last second, and he hit the power lines.
Is this Santa?
I don't know what his name is, or not sure his exact name. I can look it up on Facebook, but
I mean, is this the Santa guy that had the trike and went into the power lines? Or
no. He was in a foot launch. He fuck, I can't.
This is the one that someone was. This was one of the crash videos, guys.
This is one of Tucker's. Like, he's reviewing the crash videos on people that sent him in clips. He's the one that hit the power line and like went down pretty hard.
Okay, I remember that one. All right, that's cool that you met up with him.
He just saw me and he's like, "Yeah, you need a hand, whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." Like, he's
What
like, "Yeah, I
are
just
the
got out."
odds of that?
I know. What are the odds?
He just got out of the sport because of that injury, so he's kind of said he's still kind of scared and timid to get back into it. And go figure, nothing bad had happened to me yet until we start having the series of unfortunate events here right now.
Dude, he just poured all his bad luck onto you. Couldn't have let him touch your wing.
Yep, he delivered.
Well, it looked like it was an easy launch. Now, I assume that you did not fly over all this. You turned and went back, or did you go over the parking lot?
Oh, I went over the parking lot. That was wrong. I'm aware of that part.
All right, let's go ahead and listen. Now, this is where you had your motor out.
So what happened here was my throttle cable actually somehow slipped or moved back too far in between the cage and it hit my prop, as you guys see later in the video.
Well, I guess you were not too far away from anything. And I guess you had a pretty safe landing. Looks like no issue there. Landing. All right. So what were you thinking here?
Wow, that was weird. I don't know what I hit.
What I'm thinking here, right before I go to look at whatever had occurred, was I knew something hit in the back. I'm like, something was loose, something hit. I thought it was my my pull start cable that nicked the prop. But I looked over to my left and I saw that it was still stowed away. So I knew it was my throttle cable as I was coming in for the landing. I already knew it.
Oh, you already knew it?
I'm like, there's nothing else I could have hit it.
Please, God, don't let me tell me I broke my prop. Oh, kill switch. I shredded my wire. How did I do that?
So you shredded your kill switch.
So it killed the motor.
And it killed the motor. So, all right. So if it killed the motor and you chipped a prop, you decided to fly anyway?
As the video shows, on that day I decided to make that horrible decision and continue to fly. Correct.
Would you do that?
Say horrible decision, but I've been there. You know, you've got a mission, and I don't know. Everybody's poking fun, but I understand the mindset of you. You know, you're out there, you're flying, and you're not going to let a little thing like that. You know,
Right.
I'm not saying what it was the right call, but I can understand why you made it.
My goal is to get there and back, and I pretty much was going to do it
Yeah.
regardless of what was going on.
I understand, man.
Well, you're gonna have these in flying, so it didn't all just go according to plan. Let's get set back up. Hopefully this thing has enough prop left. I can see that it's split. You can see my old epoxy job. I'm gonna have to take this off again, take this into work and reseal this entire wing. Sand it back down, re-epoxy it. Gosh dang it. That blows, man. All right, well, it is what it is. So
honestly, I've chipped a prop that looks similar to that, and I kept on going. So I don't think that it was horrible to go, out like that.
I tested it. Like I did the what do you want to call it? Yeah, power, whatever, revved it up when I was, standing facing the ground, pre-flight stuff. And I had plenty of force. It felt pretty similar as if my prop wasn't chipped. So I figured if they can push me down like that, it can pull me off the ground.
All right. So did you reset up or?
So here I kind of just quickly reset up. I did not take my time. I was already kind of getting annoyed after realizing that I was kind of pissed. I wasn't thinking completely straight. And then obviously, as you see, I got back up. My main goal was to make sure that I had my throttle cable in my hand the entire time. But since it nicked the cable, it had a constant, maybe quarter-inch more tension on that line. So it was at a higher idle the entire time, regardless of anything. So that's why you'll see later on in the video what happens.
Kind of looks over here on the corner of your wing.
It is.
That it's tied up just a little bit.
You are correct.
So, for people that are just starting this paramotor thing or looking to get into this, and they see, all these issues that are going on, what is something that we could have done to make sure that this cravat did not happen?
You asking me or everyone else?
I guess anybody, but pretty much you. What could you do differently?
So probably have put my gear down, actually gone out there, walked, and laid out my wing correctly rather than just picking it up and allowing the wind to kind of set it down and not double checking the corner when I lifted it up.
Were you able to was there enough wind to build a wall or?
No, there really wasn't. I was able to pick it up maybe 2 or 3 feet and then just set it back down. I'm like, all right, looks good enough. So it'll fold out whatever lines that are not, completely good right there. As long as my A's are on top and there's no tangles. So I didn't really do my due diligence on that.
Hey, Sean, Eric's got a couple of questions he wants to ask.
Yeah, I got some. I'm gonna kind of work around some of them a little bit, but on your self training, what did you have any issues with self training?
No, I got a decent amount of info from multiple channels, whether it be, not you guys not really like some of the people, but Tucker's one of them. I got some pretty good informative stuff. Judson's another one. That Del Sanchez guy that not everyone probably likes. And then the other bald dude, I'm trying to think of his name, who's really aggressive, like the Harley dude, who only likes to fly those air concept, air tops, whatever those ones are called. God, what's his name? He trains out of Florida, I think, too.
The flat tops?
No, what the heck is his name?
Fresh Freeze?
Fresh Freeze, yeah, that guy.
Kurt.
Oh, Captain Kurt.
Yeah,
that guy. So I got a decent amount of ground experience from them, and then I watched enough people, kind of showing but not showing at the same time how to take off, saying, hey, this isn't an instructional video. This is more or less, YouTube, how I do this stuff. So I just went based off their videos, and that's how I kind of learned.
Where did
you go ahead?
Purchase your equipment from, Chucky?
I bought it off Marketplace off a guy who lives an hour from my work. He had one takeoff and had a butt landing, and he kind of got scared of the sport, had 1 hour on all the gear. So I stole it from, I saw it on Marketplace for 20 minutes, and I said, I'll take it.
And it's Black Hawk stuff, right?
Yeah. Yep. Brand new stuff.
I'm looking at this wing, and this is what a lot of people are afraid of, is to have, their wing all, crumpled up. But you took off, you were flying fine, and you landed fine with this. So how did it feel? Did it even feel different? Did it even feel
Yeah,
Like,
it felt like my car's alignment was off. It was pulling to the right super hard, as obviously, but I wasn't like worried or really nervous or scared. I could tell that I had enough of the wing to actually have, just because the wind was so low that day, I really wasn't worried because I had enough of the cells inflated at way more than 3/4 of it. So even though that edge is very important, I wasn't necessarily scared or worried. I was just pulling left brake to go straight the entire time.
There's a saying in aviation where you never stop flying the aircraft, and I think you did an excellent job at that. There's a video on my channel. What's my channel, Sean? jp2low.com and ejp.com. There's a video on that where it's I think it's titled PPG cravat takeoff or something like that, where I was with a buddy. No disrespect to you, Lance, but he took off and had an even smaller cravat than that, and he completely forgot to fly the aircraft, and he essentially flew into the ground because he saw this, that the wingtip was folded in, and just his brain went blank. He forgot all of his training. He forgot everything. So that's one of those things where you don't know how you're going to react to a situation like that until it happens to you, because you can go through all the training, and think about what you would do, but actually being in the air and seeing that above you, having that situation unfold while you're flying is, it's a different thing to actually be sitting in the pilot seat while that's happening versus to be behind your keyboard and think about what you would do while it's happening. So props to you for, continuing to fly the aircraft. So.
Oh, absolutely. Also, on your training, did you do anything with, when you were looking into it, anything with airspace or the FAR 103 or anything like that?
So I live on Grozio, which is a little island down south. Just kind of sum up your question. It's a huge airport, and I had talked to the airport manager, the guy who oversees the grounds, and he basically said there was one other guy that Paramotor's out of here, and he said that he's going to designate a spot for Paramotor. So after I kind of found that out, and I found out there's plenty of open area and water to fly over, and I'm like, oh, thermals aren't really a huge factor over water. That's what kind of like forced me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get into the sport because I live right across the street from the airport, literally 0.2 miles. I can just fly out whenever I want, and I can go, flying to all these random islands out here over the water. And there's no really, there's the cap was, I think, 3,500 feet right above that airport. So, I mean, I have plenty of altitude that I can go fly within. And there was plenty of, what do you want to call it? Flyable area. That's why I kind of like, okay, this sport can work out according to where I live right now. This will work.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's nice that you can fly so close. How many flights do you have now?
14, 13.
Great.
I've been doing it now. What would it be? 7 months, I guess. I had 15 hours of kiting before I took my first flight. I know that.
Do you have flotation on your?
I do. I have two inflates, and I have a reserve too.
Awesome. Thrilled to hear that, because I'm sure one of the top killers is, you would think it would be falling out of the sky, and
it's water.
Yeah, it's water. It's going down in water and getting tangled in those lines. It's unbelievable how quickly it can happen. We have a couple guys that have gone to SIV courses and landed in water under reserve, and I think Sean and Brian, Shane, all you guys will agree that it's misleading, how fast you can get tied up underwater like that.
Absolutely. Have you ever pulled big ears yet when you have flown?
I actually tried that on my last flight when I like 3 weeks ago. It's when you're pulling not your brakes, isn't it? When you're pulling your sea lines back, both of them down.
No, your outermost A's.
Nope, then I didn't do it. I had not flopped around like Mickey Mouse yet.
Well, one of the things that happens when you pull big ears, you can see that 25% on both sides of your wing basically flop down. And if you think about it, with that cravat that you had, that was less than 25%. So when you if you pulled a big ear just on one side, that's kind of what it feels like, I guess, to have a cravat.
Okay.
And had you done that, there's a good chance it might have popped that cravat out. But this is just one of those things you don't know if you don't know. And,
exactly. I had no idea.
Exactly.
But I mean, it wasn't necessarily dangerous. I mean, it's whatever.
No, and this whole thing is just a learning experience. So here you are, you had the cravat, and now you're landing. Sounds like your motor is really running kind of high.
Yeah, you can hear that throttle kind of stuck still. So I'm kind of trying to muscle using my legs to keep myself up while trying to take off my equipment and hold it from my hands not going back there. And then everyone was flipping out about obviously my hands going back there, but I know the speed of the prop, how it was spinning. I was like, you know, if it taps me right now, I've touched it before at this rate. It's not gonna rip me apart because I've touched it before at this rate. So I already kind of knew.
Honestly, dude, I think at that point everyone had just decided to gang up on you because you know times I've stuck my stuff in my prop. But you have a clutched unit. It wasn't.
Well, this is a good thing to talk about right now. What happens if something like this happens and your motor's not turning off? So what are some things that we can do to kill the motor while you're on this side of the motor, on the harness side?
You got your spark plug.
You got the spark plug.
You can pinch the fuel line.
You can pinch the fuel line, right?
You could, I mean, I guess if I could get my hand, or that I could pop off that airbox, you can easily just cap the car, but that's kind of a little bit more excessive. You can just plug those two holes and it'll suffocate it.
That would probably, if you pop the airbox off, it'd probably hit the prop.
Yeah, you're right. It would. I'm saying pop those two holes that I have on the box and it would suffocate it.
That's getting your hands kind of close to the prop, and we want to make sure that we don't do that. Underneath there, usually on the carburetor, there's a little push button that allows fuel to go in a little bit faster. If you press and hold that actually will flood it and kill it. That's
the primer.
Yeah, hit the primer. Yeah,
over prime it, basically it'll choke it out.
Yeah. Do you have a primer bulb?
I do. Yeah, I do. I could have flooded it.
So you could have pumped the primer bulb. You could hit the little button on the side of the carburetor. You could have popped off the spark plug, which I think will shock you. So
yeah,
that doesn't sound fun at all, actually.
Only till the engine stops spinning, then you're good.
All right, but you couldn't stop it. So let's see what Chucky did.
Wow, dude, that was so sketchy.
Anyone else have any problems with their video?
What's that?
I'm having some issues with the streaming video. I don't know if it's just me.
it's a little glitchy. It's a little pausey.
Well, how about this? Let me go ahead and kill that, and JP, go ahead and.
I don't know that mine will be any better. I was just saying I couldn't see anything.
Okay. If you go to paramotorguest.com and hit the videos, you can see flying to McDonald's on my Paramotor. We're about
a shot, see if it's any better.
There we go. And if you're watching this on ClearProp TV, you can see it spin. If you're listening to us, we're waiting for the video to pop back up.
Oh my God, so many ads. YouTube, you're killing me.
Well, you know.
Dude, I don't know how there's so many ads there. I don't put ads in there.
All right, so you grabbed onto the prop, the motor's still on, and the throttle's not in your hand. And you're looking for a way to stop it. So
I was actually not looking for a way to stop it. I was actually looking for a way to regulate the idle because I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get it started again. I was going to be stuck at this place next.
Okay. I can't hear what he's saying.
So he's basically saying that's a lot of firsts. You know, it's the first time he had an engine out, first time he landed somewhere else.
Ooh, I'm like, do you think I still have enough light, or you feel I have enough cells to keep me up? And then
First time on the cravat.
The fourth thing is the first time my throttle gets stuck basically wide open. Like, oh my God, 4 things in one video. So you know what? Overall, it was a good flight. Oh yeah. No, I've practiced. That's not. That's
Can you guys hear him okay? It's kind of choppy on my side.
plenty of fuel. I ended up cruising around.
No, I can't.
All
I
right.
can make it out a little bit.
I can't make
Yeah,
out
I'll
anything
just
he's
kill it.
saying.
We need better internet. So
All right. So I guess we can continue to chat with Chucky. And, you know, what were you thinking when you landed? Everything was chopped up. You couldn't stop the motor. What were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
When I landed after the wing tied up,
Yeah.
I was honestly just, once I landed, I was trying to just get the idle under control. And as dumb as it sounds, just being an immature kid, I was like, well, I might as well eat the apple pie here for a sec and then get back up in the air and try to make it back the rest of the way. I was kind of just stoked that my wing wasn't damaged by any means when I had that, because I thought my wing was actually damaged. I was like kind of shitting myself on that one.
Right.
But no, I was happy that I just saw the wires. I'm like, okay, all this stuff can be soldered back together. My airbox was fine. Everything else seemed to be relatively fine. The only really real damage was my prop. So literally, it still costed me $0 to fix everything that I had damage to, which I was stoked about.
Well, is there any questions in the chat or
There's
panel?
none. There's none in the chat. I got a couple.
Okay.
So what other board sports are you into?
Oh, we got longboarding, skateboarding, like skateboarding, not just riding a skateboard, like going to parks, going up, riding vert, rails, stairs, all that kind of stuff. Snowboarding, terrain parks, big mountain stuff. Surfing, I go surfing out in Grand Haven, the Great Lakes. Dirt boarding, so downhill dirt boarding. The board sports, I'm trying to think what else I've done, I guess, like the downhill longboarding stuff where you're cruising at like 40 miles an hour and you're doing the cars and whatnot. I'm not really exactly sure what to call it, but I think it's called free riding or something of that sort.
So you ride a board pretty much any which way you can.
Yeah, I'm very how can you say it, equated to a board. I'm very comfortable on a board. That's my safe zone as a board.
Wow, sounds like you do a lot. I'd like to know about those fly-ins over in Michigan. We're on the other side of the lake over in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Definitely like to meet up with you over there at those fly-ins. I think everybody would be fine with you. It's a pretty good community.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'd love to meet you as well. Yeah, I think it's in Clearwater, so I don't know if that's closer to Indiana. I don't know if anybody knows where that's at.
Do not.
It's
But
probably
this,
about 4 hours from you.
Okay, so but this summer or this winter, you're actually going to be going down to Aviator and doing your training, right?
Correct.
Right on.
Okay. Any other questions from the panel or in the chat?
Yeah, sorry I showed up late. I got a terrible
Hey.
excuse, but I actually did the hay bale slalom today, guys. I got within 10 foot of a hay bale.
Nice.
You, man.
hey, can you have both your legs still?
Oh yeah. And they're intact.
Right?
So I got a question for the guest, Charles. What did you order when you went to McDonald's?
It was water and a apple pie.
That was it. Okay.
He's a health food nut. The McDonald's was more of a doing it to do it sort of thing. So
Yeah, sorry. That's what I get for showing up late, man. I don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
My bad. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we already
So
got that, Brian.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. How was that apple pie? Because I've never had one of those.
Well, I mean, I used to eat them all the time when I was a young kid, and it was my favorite thing to get as a kid. So it wasn't as good as it was when I was a kid. It felt a little unhealthy, but it was still really good. It's still really good.
Well,
yeah, man.
You plan on flying to any other fast food restaurant or any other place to to visit?
You know my two ideas. The one's going to be delivering a pizza on my paramotor. The other one, I'm trying to remember what the other one was. So when I actually do get certified for tandem, like I talked to Sean about, I want to actually somehow register a vehicle And then instead of me showing up in a vehicle as an Uber driver, I actually want to show up in a, depending on who I'm going to pick up and how close they are to an open area and where I can fly. It's going to be hard to set up, but I'd like to tandemly fly someone to their location as an Uber driver.
Now, obviously, like we talked about before, because this is, paramotors, you can't actually do it as a delivery driver or Uber driver. It's the air quotes. It's like, this is what we could do if it was legal, but we wouldn't actually, do it for hire.
It would have to be someone that I actually know that's like in the realm of getting training as well. So it'd be like a training purpose video that's kind of set up.
That actually gives me an idea. I could, I could deliver babies as a stork on my paramotor.
Oh my god!
Hey,
I'll be like Oprah. You get a baby. You get a baby.
Hey, real quick, everybody, look up. So we got a perfect 4x3 block for a screenshot, if you guys don't mind.
Come on.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cheese. And do one more. 1, 2, 3, cheese. And cheese. And cheese.
You know how hard it is to hold this much cheek up in the air, smiling?
So much cheese. So much cheese going on in here. It's like we're in Wisconsin.
Hey,
Oh, we got Walter.
I got something to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shane, if you're Shane, if you're delivering babies, please do not stop here.
Oh.
Or here.
I guess I'll take a pass too.
Yeah. Oh man. So you'll use your 13-foot selfie pole for that delivery service?
Yeah, that way I just touch and go. Just drop the baby off and just keep going.
Have you flown with that thing yet?
I'm going to, man. I'm telling you, I figured it out. I've got all the safety aspects to it, ready to rock and roll. So my next flight, actually, yeah, I shouldn't say my next flight because I worked on my motor and I don't know how to work on motors. So the next flight will just be videotaping. If I make the flight, if I get off the ground and land, then I will worry about the 13-foot selfie pole.
VHS Betamax it.
Yes.
Put on 8-track.
Man, 8-track was the best.
It really was. I dig it. Hey, Chucky, is there anything else that you want to talk about? It's like, I know that we went through and we saw your video that you did flying to McDonald's. What are some of the things that you would have done differently if you could, pretty much start over again? Of course, going to Aviator first, but what are some things that you would have done differently doing this video?
Oh, doing this video and all? I guess since the errors really weren't necessarily something that's happened to me in the past ever, like in terms of the throttle going in there, it's not something I could have really planned for because I didn't know it was going to happen. Setup for the wing was probably the bigger thing I would have planned for. Slow down. I guess in the future is just kind of slow down and double check my stuff and stop being in a rush to go nowhere fast, I guess, because the sport's not about really flying where you want to go as quick as you can go. It's more or less enjoying the flight. So getting up there safely is probably the most important part. So doing my due diligence check before I take off each and every time is going to really make the difference. Because I'm pretty sure everyone says, oh, yeah, I checked my gear. And not everyone actually checked their gear every single time they go flying.
Do you have a pre-flight checklist? Or if you didn't have one, do you have one now?
I do have one now. I always check. I do. I check my wing. I inspect pretty much the majority of it. I spend about 2-3 minutes looking at my wing, look at all the lines. I make sure that all my fan bolts are torqued. I checked for any kind of loose bolts or shifting bolts. I marked all my bolts now in case any of them vibrate during the flight, so I know if they shifted. I make sure my fuel's strapped correctly. All my netting's tight. There's no tears, nothing in that. My harness points that are connected they're good. I kind of go over it real quick. I give it a good 10-12 minute look down, and then I'm good to go.
That's good. Well, that's very good. How about as far as making sure that your throttle doesn't get sucked into the prop again? Did you change up the netting? Maybe put on some some straps of some sort so nothing can go back. Did you do anything about that?
Yeah, it's strapped now to the actual. So once it comes off the actual throttle body itself, it's strapped now to the frame in a certain area where there's no lenience of tension. It can't go back or forth at all now. It's stuck to that spot, so there is no way it can go between there now. I made sure of that.
That's good. All right, we're coming up on 7:45, 7:46 my time, and we're going to do the spinny wheel of Winnie things here in about 15 minutes. Would like to thank Kent Stamey at kentstamey.com. Matter of fact, Kent Stamey, your .com now forwards over to your PPG Zone profile. So, all right, finally got that done. Let's see. If you need to find out where the next fly-in is, you can go to flyindirectory.com and you'll be able to see the directory of all the fly-ins that are coming up. Now, Chucky, you said that you're going to be going to a fly-in soon. Which one was it?
It's a Clearwater one.
And when is that going to be?
I don't know. I think it was in June. It's June or July.
June or July?
I'll have to look. I'll double check.
I looked up Clearwater. There's a Clearwater, Minnesota. I don't know if that's the name of the town or the event, but I didn't see a Michigan.
It might be. I think it might actually be Clearwater, Michigan.
Okay.
I might be able to even look it up real quick.
That's all right, man. We're just curious which ones you're going to. We can look that up.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
I know there's a Clearwater. There's a Clearwater, Florida. That's not the same, I'm sure.
Let me go to fly-in directory real quick and see if I can see Clearwater.
So it's September 9th, 7 o'clock through September 12th at Fly, Michigan. Walters RC PPG Fly-In, Saranac, Michigan. Saranac, Michigan. There is 50 people going as of right now. That's where it's at. Saranac, Michigan.
That sounds pretty close to us. I think we might have to write that in our calendar. I heard
I might have to get a plane ticket and meet somebody there with a fifth wheel with a toy hauler on the back.
There you go. We're always here. And then what wing do you fly?
I fly a Velocity Core 30. I'm going to keep that for future tandems, but I'm going to get a Speedster 22 or 24 or the Spider 3.
Okay.
I love my Spider, man. I'm
I've heard
sorry,
great
what was the wing that you've been flying?
It's a Velocity Core 30.
Okay.
So,
is that an A-rated wing? Do you know?
Yeah, it's an A-rated wing.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh 195. So with my gear all loaded up, I'm like 280. Yeah, 280. 285.
Not really loaded up on that wing.
No.
So that's a 30-meter wing. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had about the same amount of weight on my 28 Mojo for the first year. So you're a little loaded on the light side, I think.
I am very.
You're going to have to work out more and get more muscle mass.
I'm just going to get a different wing this summer.
Charles, Walter here from Australia. How are you? Saw your vlog. Man, I was quite amazed that you kept going because of all the small incidents that ended up to your flight. But yeah, congrats on doing it. Yeah, great. How is everyone there?
Good, Walter. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, JP. Sean, I've got to talk to you after.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Get some shrimp on the bobby.
Yeah, I got a pilot lined up for you for a chat in a future show from Central Australia. He does a lot of flying and does good vlogs and everything. So
now,
he trains.
hey, Walter, In
Yes.
Australia, do they fly on the other side of the road or?
No, we fly upside down. We're above the wing.
Okay.
Well, you know, the flat Earth people think that there's no such thing as Australia, so they say that you're a paid actor from NASA. So how much do you get paid in
Wow.
in NASA bucks?
Well, I'll have to look in my bank. If there's a NASA account, it must be up to the millions by now.
So no need to pay for your shipping over there. Walter's got it.
Yeah. No, I'll come over there and pick it up if I go.
Yeah.
All right. Do we
pick all of yous up? Bring you back here.
Yeah, we
shout out. We got several people in the chat that have donated. We
Okay.
got DP gave $5, Tyler gave 10, and just now Flying Bear Man gave 5. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, thank you very much. Flying Bear Man for 2Cycle Oil. Thank you very much. Who's Flying Bear Man? I don't recall seeing him as
new one.
Are you new, Flying Bear Man?
I've seen him before in here.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you, Tyler, Vowels, DP, Kent Stamey. It looks like there's a couple of questions up here too that I didn't see from Bill H. Chuck, do you know that you are helping beginners?
From not messing up, or from not messing up?
I think that's true. I mean, you know, one of the things that we wanted to do is to highlight people that are new to the sport that, you know, may have done some things that, you know, they're like, well, if I would have done this, it wouldn't have happened. And we're looking at your video, or we looked at this video today, and with your help, there's a lot of things that, you know, we as new pilots would not do again. Or if something happens like the little cravat, we know that, okay, just fly it and land it, it'll be no problem. If there's the motor doesn't stop, there's a way of, you know, popping off the spark plug, which sounds shocking, but you can also pump the bulb. You can push that little button on the side of your carburetor to kill the motor. Now, if you so that happened when you landed again. Wait a minute, that was the final landing, is when you're trying to kill the motor.
I landed 4 times total.
Okay, and the last time was trying to kill the motor.
Now, the last time I landed was actually when I landed at my van, like to go home. Like the second last time was the one I was trying to kill the motor.
Were you able to kill the motor the last time when you landed then?
I did. I didn't have my GoPro on for it, and I was able to get it started back up too.
Okay,
obviously.
Good deal. Adam Martin donated $10, beer money. Oh, I know I'm going to be getting some beer. Thank you so much, Adam. Let's see. I know, right? Only after 8 o'clock, right, Shane?
Right.
It's almost 9 o'clock there. You realize that?
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Well, I got 7:54 here, and I know that after 8 o'clock, Shane and I decided that he decided he's going to drink only after 8, and I'm like, you know what? That sounds good. I'm going to do the same thing. Mark H. PPG Trike Jockey said, have you read through your FAR 103 about rules and regulations?
I didn't really necessarily have to. I mean, yes, I have, but now saying I don't have to necessarily read through them, because I've talked to the FAA actually twice now, and they've gone over, this fine gentleman has gone over them. It's been about an hour.
Did we lose him?
So, pardon?
I think we lost you for a second.
We lost the whole FAA thing.
Okay, well, sum up what I just said. I had talked to someone that was on the FAA when I had a flight where I deleted the video. It's no longer on my YouTube, but I flew to 10,000 feet in a Class B airspace. Would have been a great video for people to learn from. So I had an hour talk with him, and he basically went over all those rules in the first 10 minutes and then added to it the history on everything and whatnot. You know, just a bunch of added intel that I was very thankful for. and I'm able to talk to him about if I have anything sketchy. I ask him before I do it. I know him in the clear if he gives me the okay.
Okay, I guess that was a question that I heard too. It's like, has the FAA contacted you about this particular flight or any flights?
No, I contacted them before they had the chance to contact me. So I literally, because I was kind of nervous about it because I got in trouble for the 10,000-foot one. So I knew maybe this one's a little sketchy because I did fly over a couple of houses in a parking lot. So I called and I asked, hey, is this flight a little sketchy? So he literally watched the video over with me, the original version, until I edited out the stuff that he told me to. And he kind of told me here and there, he's like, hey, just get rid of this, you know, for next time, don't do this. So I'd rather tell him what was going on than rather him call me and tell me what I did wrong and then get in trouble from there.
He had you edit out certain stuff?
Just stuff that, you know, if someone does have a question about things, like as you can see when I had the motor out, I had the full clip of me completely turning around, coming all the way around, you know, everything else entailed in there. I had the next takeoff flying over everything, but I cut all that stuff. So, you know, no one really had any speculation as to where I fly. The only thing I didn't cut was the parking lot thing.
Huh.
Okay. Also, another question is still from Mark H. Have you looked over airspace and info reading weather for airspace info and reading weather, like for PPG?
I have my wind mapper that I check for my winds, and then I have my balloon app that I check for different winds at different altitudes. Obviously, never fly when it's going to rain or anything of that sort. I only fly normally on sunny days. And I know all my my upside down wedding cakes that I've watched a couple of videos, and that I understand how that works. And I have my DFR maps that I use before my flights, depending on what location I'm at and where I'm planning on going. So yeah, I know exactly kind of my boundaries now.
Gotcha. Terry Moore asked, what issues have you had by self-training?
What issues have I had? So the biggest issue from self-training, I would say, was my first takeoff was no problem. I was able to get off the ground without an issue. But my landing, right? No one really was there talking into my ear, teaching me, hey, this is when you need to pull your brake. This is when you need to pull your brake. So thankfully, I was athletic enough to squat my first landing essentially and not fall over. Felt it in the ankles and the knees, but I was able to run it out. I came in, I flared probably at like 30 feet, and I let go. Obviously, you guys all know what that happens. It causes, you know, me to surge and drop back down super hard. But on that drop, I got nervous again because I hadn't landed ever yet, and I flared again, and it brought me up a little bit. And then it probably dropped me from about, I don't know, I'd say 6 or 7 feet. And thankfully, I was strong enough to take that impact and stand on my feet. But I was like, I learned to wait till like I would get to about 4 or 5 feet. My feet are literally doing a foot drag, and then I flare. So I understand the concept now. But that's something that was hard, not being coached through a headset, you know, being told, hey, don't flare, don't flare, don't flare. Because I see all these videos, and now I see the videos that say, you know, wait. Okay, now start flaring, and then now pull full brake. It's like that would have been very, very helpful as a new pilot.
So have you
Jackie,
ever
I do have a question. In the chat, Terry Moore wants to know, when you were having problems, did you fly over anything you weren't supposed to, like houses?
When I was when I had the problems, I ended up having to I could have taken the long way around and landed at another field, but I kind of wanted to land somewhere where I had just had experience landing in. So yeah, I did fly over houses in the emergency standpoint. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And it seems like also too, if you had proper training, you would have known more about airspace, how to kill the engine, how to kill a wing if it was too windy, all the things that you might have had some issues with on this flying to McDonald's, you think?
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would definitely agree with that.
Now, in your self-training, I don't know if you watched a bunch of YouTube videos or what, but did you happen to read the Paraglider's Bible?
The Bible? No, I have it now, but I did not read it prior to that. No, I found out about it after everything. People recommended it to me after my incidents, not before.
Gotcha. Yeah, tons of information in there. I mean, if you
no one knew I was going to have the incident.
And you said that you kited for 15 hours before you took flight. You have about 17 flights under your belt. And over the course of 8 months?
Yeah, so I mean, all of winter, I only flew 3 or 4, 5 times, but it was shitty flights because it was 5 to 10 degrees out, which wasn't very enjoyable. Yeah, and then last summer I had 5 flights, and then now this summer or spring I had 4 or 5 so far. So.
And so you're saying about 7 months you've been flying.
Yeah, 7 months.
Okay.
Duration on the gear, 7 months.
Guys, putting your hand over the airbox, wouldn't that kill the motor normally?
Yeah, we covered that. It's kind of hard to get to though.
And you're putting your hands kind of close to spinning props too, going that way.
Yeah, I realise that, but normally kill the air and you'd kill the motor. That's what I'm thinking about. Go-karts, that's what we used to do. Of course, there's no prop in a go-kart to worry about, but yeah.
I put Chucky on mute because he was getting out of his car and making some noise. So whenever you get in, Chucky, just go ahead and unmute yourself. It's 8 o'clock. Actually, it's 1 minute after 8 o'clock, and it's time to spin the spinning wheel of Winnie things. And I'm looking around to see what we've got to spin for.
Looks like an old used Kirby vacuum cleaner. Great.
Yeah. I got a bag of old garbage that I don't need anymore.
You won a 6-day-old popcorn from PPG Grandpa's trash can.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go.
Linda.
Walter, my darling.
How are you? Miss you.
I missed you.
Yeah.
All right, you two. Get some cold water on you two.
Hey, DP.
How are you? DP Superman, how you going?
I'm good, man. How are you?
You started flying yet? Is that
no?
No. Next month?
May 29th is day 1 at One Up Adventures.
Excellent.
May 29th, man. That's got to seem like forever away, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed it does. But it's better than nothing. Actually, put my deposit down today, so we're locked in.
DP, that means you'll be flying on my birthday, the 2nd of June.
Oh, my birthday is the 10th of June. Cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Geminis.
Well, happy birthday to both of you.
Hey, Dave, is One Up is that school out of Wauchula?
I was looking at Airbnbs and he told me to hang on for a minute. Originally he said Wauchula, but he said they might do it out of Lake Wales and he'll let me know shortly.
Awesome.
Enjoy it. Bill, we'll fly.
All right. So whenever you want to spin, go ahead and spin. I found a couple of lanyards and phone ties for our phone to keep them from falling off our paramotors. So what I will do, let me go ahead and take this off of background. No virtual background. And I'll show you what we got here. So we got this type right here. This is the one that goes inside your phone case. So you take your case off.
Just took a picture.
I took a picture myself. And then you put this inside here. And then you put your phone back on. And now you got a little lanyard. And it even has a little carabiner clip.
Oh.
Wow.
And then we have another type of lanyard. This one is stretchy rubber.
Oh.
And stretchy here. And what that one does is you put the corners of your phone in like this.
Looks like a jock strap.
Hey, this is my favorite athletic supporter. So it holds on like this.
Does that fit all phones, or just is it like one size fits all?
Hey, jock straps, one size fits all, you know. And
thanks so much for the visual.
there's
Walter, you started it.
Trust you, Linda.
There's me and my wife when we got married and cutting the cake. Look how young I was. My
Oh,
God.
look
Oh.
at that.
The young buck you
So
were.
young back in the day, man. All right, so we got 2 spins for those 2 different lanyards. If you already have a lanyard or don't want it, just let us know.
Is that a picture in the background of your wife, Sean?
Oh, yes, actually it is.
Wow. She's pretty. How did she get you?
I don't know, but she is so pretty. So yeah, I got a picture right there so I can see her.
Dragon Campers.
There's Dragon Campers. Show them your shirt.
Fresh out the shower.
Dragon.
Make sure you have pants on too.
Well, you can't see that far down.
Yeah, you can't see that far down, so who cares, right?
Yeah.
No Porky Pig in it.
And here's our ClearProp TV shirts, which
clearproptv.com.
you can go to iloveppg.com and look through all of our shirts and merch. We're going to be really updating that here in the future.
You mean there's some left for me to buy?
Hold on. Mark H just made a great pun. Over the shoulder cell phone holder.
Missed that one, Linda.
That is cute.
Oh boy.
All right, so we got 2 different phone holders. I guess whoever wins the first one can pick which one they want. The big, the jockstrap stretchy one, or the one that, or the sticky one that goes in your case.
Whoa!
Look at all those names on the spinny wheel.
That's
And we only
We got
have
a lot of people in the chat
25
tonight for sure.
25 thumbs up. We need to get more thumbs up.
25 thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. How many people are watching right now?
40.
40 people are watching. 25 thumbs up.
Shane, put your hairpiece
So
on.
15 people hadn't made their mind up yet. We got to put on a good show for them, guys.
You know what's cool is that thumbs up or thumbs down, it's still good metrics for YouTube. So we'd rather have the thumbs up, but it's okay if you don't. It's no big deal. Just hit one or the other. Also, too, guys. We starting next month, all of our names in the spinning wheel are going to be off of people that are on ppgzone.com. So if you haven't been there already, go to ppgzone.com, make your free profile, unless you're in Australia.
Yeah.
Which I think PPG Josh is going to be working on. If you don't know PPG Josh, he is the guy that he's the main engineer that's put this thing together, this PPG zone. He's really amazing. So go to ppgjosh.com, check him out on ppgzone.com.
Now, is that Josh Perry? Is that Dave's dad? You remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your boy. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Good on you, Josh.
All right. So
Yeah.
whenever you want to, jptulo.com, which goes to his TikTok, and ppgjp goes to his profile on ppgzone.com.
Is he above Jane yet?
No, I'm smoking Jade.
No.
Whoa, smoking.
Is that legal in your state?
Hey, Jade who? Jade who?
Shots fired.
I've been taking a break.
Oh, taking a break. Sounds like excuses to me.
You have what? Almost 5,000 followers now on TikTok.
5,000 followers. You know who else? I got to give a quick shout out to my buddy Brandon Rucci, who was a guest on here not too long ago.
Yeah.
Brandon has recently blowed up on the TikTok. I'm going to have to pass the crown to him.
Whoa.
What?
Go Brandon.
Rucci flies?
Rucci flies. He has blowed up. He had a video with, I think, 300 or 400,000 views and over 100,000 likes. Like, he killed it.
Wow. Was it paramotor related?
Paramotor related, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And your almost 2 million view one, was that Paramotor related?
Not, it was kitty cat related.
I know. Huh?
If you wonder what that's all about, go to jptulo.com, check out his TikTok, and look for the one. As of this recording, it's 1.9 million views. Check it out.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my funniest
Got the
videos I
movie.
do, I think, is where somebody gets hit in the junk. It's pretty funny.
Everybody, well, I mean, why do you think Jackass was so popular? Is just getting hit in the junk.
Okay, we ready for a spin, guys?
We're waiting on you.
Ready.
You are the man that spins the wheel. So this first one, whoever it lands on gets the choice of the jockstrap one or the sticky one, whichever one you want.
Sounds like they're both used.
Sounds terrible either way.
You know what? It does.
If you put it
doesn't
that way.
It looks like it stopped on.
Yeah, stop. Okay.
Nope,
I think it's
it
going to
didn't.
be Gregory, though.
Nick.
No.
Nick.
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 Yeah.
Maybe Eric.
Nick.
Nick.
Perry.
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 Nick.
Perrin.
Oh, Nick.
Perrin.
Oh, Nick.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Nick. That was so awesome. Now, remember, when you win these things, first of all, let us know that you're here. Let us know which one you want. Then run over to ppgzone.com/clearproptv, or you can just go to clearproptv.com, which forwards to the same thing. Fill out the little form that let us know that you won. And that way I got your information to send it to you. And also, if you've donated to us in the chat, we appreciate you. Go to the same thing, clearproptv.com, and fill out the form. Let us know that you donated, because once we get some more cool stuff in, like a whole bunch of cool stuff, we can send them all out to all these people that donated, and that's always fun. So, Nick, which one do you want? You want the cool jockstrap one or the sticky one?
He says, thanks, guys. I'll take the inside case one. Thanks.
Okay, the sticky one.
Not the sticky jockstrap.
The sticky one, not the jockstrap. Gotcha. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel one more time, and whoever gets this gets the stretchy jockstrap one.
Oh,
I am
laughing, Linda.
You know, I tell you, I've been in the
You're gonna
best
mute me.
mood today. I really have been. I've been in the best mood possible ever today. I almost feel like Brian Haybill Waller, retired. I almost feel retired, man.
Oh, yes, Mr. Retired.
Yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
not retired. Working hard, probably harder than before, but I'm working on paramotor stuff. So to me, it's not work, right?
I'm so
Awesome.
excited for you.
Yeah, good luck.
So is this the first time you've been your own boss, that you haven't worked for somebody else? The government
No,
or something?
I was a computer engineer for about 30 years. I had my own computer company, and then when I had the heart issues that we talked about, I decided to work for somebody that was easy, and I did that, loved it, had a great time. But now it's time to be my own boss again. It's nice not to have to work for the man. And JP, whenever you want to spin again, you're more than welcome to spin again.
And shout out to John Wayne. He just gave $20. It
John
says
Wayne.
Darkest landing ever. So he must have just landed.
Oh my goodness, John.
The cowboy is landed.
I've been to a couple of fly-ins with John, and John, are you going to be going to Bad Apples? I think he said he was.
Yeah, he said he was. Oh, somebody's jamming.
Real quick.
There he is.
You get another screenshot, JP?
Nope. Ignore that. I hit it by accident. Actually, we can maybe.
We can do another screenshot. Let me do a screenshot. Everybody say cheese, 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 cheese. Ah. I hope I did it. Did I do it? One more time.
You missed Shane.
Cheese.
I don't know. I think I'm doing it right. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Or
That's what she
I got
said.
it. Okay, it worked because I got like 5 screenshots now, so that'll work. One of those will work, I'm telling you. Hey, anybody that want to jump on, we're going to be going to the after show. Chucky, how long can you hang with us tonight? Do you need to go, man? And you're still on mute, so you got to unmute yourself to let us know what.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Kent Stamey. Who else? Tyler Vowles, John Wayne, everybody who donated. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my chatters.
Yeah, Kent
Tyler
Stamey, DP, Tyler Vowles, Flying Bearman.
Flying Bearman must be new. I don't recognize you. Thanks for.
That's what I said. I didn't recognize him either.
Thanks so much, Flying Bearman. Appreciate it, dude.
Adam Martin, John
Adam
Wayne,
Martin.
thank you guys. Totally
Adam Martin
appreciate
said
it.
beer money.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Adam Martin.
Now you guys know that anything that we get here on the show gets turned around and put right back here for ClearProp TV for prizes and and shipping of the prizes.
Hey,
We're also
real quick, we have neighbor Mary in the house, just so you know.
well, hello, neighbor Mary.
Mary.
Hey, hi.
So Chuck, how long can you hang with us?
You're good. I can chill.
Okay, good deal.
Hey, Chuck, can you do me a favor? Can you drop a link of that fly-in Michigan in the chat here? If you could. I looked it up. Yeah, I looked it up. I couldn't find it.
Who's it gonna be? Kent Stamey. Kent Stamey.
John Wayne? John
Mark?
Wayne? John Wayne? John Wayne?
Yeah, I'm going with John Wayne for sure.
Man.
He just landed.
Mark. John Wayne or Mark? John Wayne or Mark?
Oh my gosh, it's so close.
John Wayne.
It's so close. John Wayne.
Right on.
That was the closest one.
Ah,
That's
Right
too
on,
bad.
Chuck.
I hate to see those guys. They both probably wanted that jock strap pretty bad.
But Nick got the sticky one.
Oh, man.
oh, God. You guys.
John's got the over shoulder bolt holder. Yeah.
Cell phone holder.
Cell
I still
phone
hadn't
holder.
pulled a cell phone out while I've been flying. I've been flying a year and a half.
Come
Haven't
on,
done it.
Brian.
I know it, man. I've got one that doesn't even work anymore. I just take pictures with it. So
You
I think I pull
literally
it out.
you have literally pulled bone out of your leg, but not a cell phone.
It was an in and out, more of a peekaboo situation.
Oh my goodness.
It still came out. I'm just saying.
Just like that's all that come out.
Oh, my God.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show. That was the interview part and the spinning, of course. Now, you guys know that we keep talking and we open up the Zoom meeting. So anybody that wants to jump in can jump in, hang with us, probably for another couple hours. And we stream live. And of course, if you
Hold
want
on.
to listen.
Hold on. John Wayne said,
Uh-oh.
roll it again, guys. I guess that means spin it again. He doesn't want the
Wait.
jock strap.
You what? Jock strap.
Can we put the host names on the wheel for a change? I use a jock strap.
All right. If you want to, why not? Go ahead.
I'll just mess with you.
No, seriously. John Wayne said spin
Yeah.
again, so that opens up everybody.
Yes.
Spin it.
Oh.
JP.
So anybody that wants to try for it, I don't care. This is John Wayne's donation now. He's donating.
Thank you, John Wayne.
So it's John Wayne's jock strap.
Jock strap, don't you?
Yeah, John Wayne.
Hey, Sean,
Yeah.
Charles posted the link to the fly-in in the Zoom meeting. Can you copy and paste that into the chat?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now too.
Okay,
Are you?
got
Okay.
you.
That's
Yeah,
most
okay.
Eric's done all day.
Oh, it's not fair.
Fly my
That's all right.
PPG Walters RC PPG fly-in. Michigan.
Michigan.
Walters? Who's Walter?
I see we got Winging It Woody back in. Looks like he was back in his background in his van again, riding. Did he just go flying or what?
No, man, I just got off work, off of a cell phone tower. I've been flying at Taylor Airport this week, though. All the guys up in northern Louisiana, I appreciate the hospitality. It's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
Well, Wing It Woody, let us know when you're coming to Florida. We got some southern hospitality down here as well.
All right, for sure. for sure.
How tall was the tower, Woody?
150 foot.
Did I hear that it was winging it Woody's birthday too?
No, not until November.
Oh, okay.
Holy, Sean, you trying to get brownie points? That's an early.
My birthday's coming up in October, man.
Somebody said something about a birthday earlier in the chat, and I didn't see who it was.
Me.
Yours is
Happy
June
birthday,
2nd.
June 2nd, you're June 10th. You said.
Yeah. That's still a long ways away. This is still April. Oh, that reminds me, guys. I got a quick question. Since we are now officially in the after show, I still want to talk about paramotors, of course, but I have a question about something. We were talking, the panel was talking earlier about the first Monday of every month. Instead of having a guest, we talk about paramotors, like a paramotor class, talk about a specific thing, maybe bring on an expert in that field. Like if we're talking about airspace or something, we get somebody that knows what they're talking about in airspace and talk about that particular thing. Or what do you guys think? Something about paramotors as far as educational. I think that the first Monday of every month should be an educational podcast. What do you guys think?
Awesome.
And how would we do that? Maybe we can put our feelers out there for people that are professionals in a specific part of paramotors. Like someone that really knows wind and the weather, like Kyle Lowe, maybe have him on and talk to us about, the weather and stuff.
Or motors and maintenance.
Yeah, please.
Motor and maintenance. There you go.
Write that down, Sean.
Like wing care and stuff like that.
Wing care. There you go.
A good one would be Will could tell us how to take off downwind.
Yeah, I like to talk about downwind trims out landings.
Run fast.
Been there, done that.
Run very, very fast.
Or just slide. It's all good.
So if you guys have any idea of what we can talk about on the first Monday of every month, something educational and something you want to listen to, something you want to hear about, email me at ppggcramp@gmail.com. Let Linda Anderson know at paramomusa.com. Linda Anderson at paramomusa.com.
And every we can talk about 2 or 3 of them every Monday, if I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, anybody that knows something, that knows a lot about, something specific, not this, not everything. I don't need to know everything. I just need to know something specific where we can talk about, the airspace, someone that's really good. Maybe Jeff Goen, we can get him back on.
Oh,
he hasn't been on our podcast in a long time. He was on here first season.
Yeah, he'd be a good one.
Jeremy Isbell in chat, he said apparently he's making a comment about somebody that said we could talk about engines and motors. 2 of the same. Yes, maybe.
Who said that?
Wait, which one? We only got time for one or the other.
What?
An engine
You don't know the difference between a motor and an engine?
Well, an engine would be an electric.
Yep.
Or a motor is electric and the engine's gas.
Semantics.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, let's talk about Friday the 13th this year. That'll be my birthday, just so you know.
Oh.
Friday the 13th of what?
August.
Oh.
That's a long way away.
Not nearly as far away as October, November, and good Lord.
JP, you trying to be down under?
That's tonsils.
That stuff of nightmares.
What am I looking at? What am I seeing here? Where am I at? Like Saturday Night Live.
You're on clearproptv, Linda.
We got a question in the chat from Tommy Mosley. I think I've heard of that guy.
that
Do y'all
sounds
carry a
familiar.
first aid kit of sorts?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do not.
I do not either.
I carry a cell phone. I've got some dental floss and my factory wing bag. That's about it.
I got dental floss and toothpaste and toothbrush. You never know when you need to have clean teeth when you're flying a paramotor.
You might have to be fresh, but a lot of McDonald's get a burger.
I just carry a comb, and that's usually about it.
That is a valuable asset for you, Shane. No doubt.
Yeah, I know.
You know those wigs? Yeah, they're hard to keep on when you're flying, ain't they?
Man, I should try flying with one of those, huh?
That would be awesome.
Brian, what do you do with a dental floss? What's the purpose of that?
Cut
Well,
lines.
you hope you never need it. But if you don't fly with a tree kit and you land in a tree, and the number one cause of injury, I guess, once you land in a tree is falling out of your harness trying to climb down. Use the dental floss to lower down to a first responder, and you use that to pull a rope up to belay yourself down. So you just use it as a means of pulling a rope up to you.
Oh, okay.
So hope
How
that
many
never,
feet of
that
how many
never
feet
happens.
of dental floss are you using?
You have to take all those little picks and tie them together and make a long little chain out of it.
Like monkeys in a barrel?
I thought you meant like to suture up yourself if you cut yourself on a branch.
Oh,
I know, and the mint one would just burn, man. At least your wound would smell like mint.
Do they make betadine tooth floss?
Tooth floss.
No, you need you got to have the toothbrush to brush the bugs out of your teeth when you're flying.
Oh, I got you, David. The betadine is the stuff that you put on the. Okay. All right. Hey, yeah, I got it.
Like what?
Terry Moore in the chat said people that self-train would be good people to have on there talking about things you shouldn't do.
There you go.
So I want to go back. I want to go back and talk about, in the chat, and I'm sure on his videos there was plenty of people like busting on him. But let's look at the facts that we can learn from a self-taught pilot, what not to do, and to teach others who decide they're going to go be self-taught and not go to school. These are the mistakes and the things that we know we shouldn't do. But these aren't things that new pilots or someone who's wanting to self-taught are going to know. So personally, I think that this guy's, first of all, it's admirable that he posts something like that, because he is self-taught. He doesn't know what's right and wrong. And instead of everybody busting on him and saying, hey, you messed up, you shouldn't be doing this, we need to look at it as there's other people behind him in the future that are going to want to self-taught and self-train.
Right.
And for them to go, hey, this guy's self-trained, look all the screw-ups that he did or mistakes. And maybe that will deter someone from being self-taught and actually go to school. I think it's actually brilliant, to be honest with you, that he's posted a video. Yes, did he make a bunch of mistakes? Yes, but maybe those mistakes will actually teach somebody in the future not to make those mistakes.
Hopefully it saves someone's life.
Yeah, hopefully.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've had pretty good training. I've made a lot of mistakes. I mean, we all make them. I mean, you never quit learning in this sport.
And that's a good thing. We do probably need to make a list of mistakes self-taught pilots. I guess a list of things that pilots that self-teach or are self-taught make the mistakes, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm trying to make a list. I'm writing it down as I'm talking. So yeah, mistakes that self-taught pilots do. And
Number one, self-teach.
What's that?
Number one would be that they self-taught themselves to begin with.
Well, a lot of people go, I understand. It took me a couple of years to come up with the money to pay for training, to pay for a motor, to pay for a wing. And I kind of understand, you know, once you get hooked, you get that first tandem. You watch Tucker Gott go to McDonald's. You watch these other people that are flying. It's like, that's what I want to do. I want to do it. I kind of understand in a way, especially when you don't have to actually get training. You don't need a license. You don't need an N number. You don't need to be registered with the FAA. I mean, it's pretty much buy your gear and go fly if you want to. So I kind of understand, but there's also that saying too. What's that saying is, for all the people that self-teach, there's more broken props and broken gear than what would have been in paramotor training. What's that saying? You know what I'm talking about.
If you don't spend it on training, you'll spend it on gear.
There you go. Gear. See, you summed it up so much nicely. You
don't need training though to make mistakes.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Mistakes. I'm 64 and I still make mistakes. So something for all you guys to look forward to.
And you were standing next to Linda when Moses parted the sea.
Linda, is he having a shot at us?
I guess so.
Yeah,
what I say to the young one, Shane, is you got to get there yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to say something about, or just to kind of, it's just my take on things as far as, you know, when people put videos out and whatever, the McDonald's videos, it doesn't matter. But I think why it's such a sensitive topic is that we are all ambassadors of this sport. And I know how people feel about it because I know how I feel about it. I love this sport and it would kill me if something happened to this. Right. So I feel real protective of it when I see, you know, that's just my take on things. I think that's why it's such a hot topic. But when I do something, I keep in mind that whatever I do could affect the next guy and the next guy and the next guy.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Good for you, Will, man. That's if we all approach it that way,
yeah.
You know, we won't face regulation, hopefully ever, but definitely not as soon. I mean, there's a lot to be said about, you know, the golden rule. You know, treat others like you want to be treated. Don't be, you know, D-bad. You know, those things they're out there for a reason, for sure.
Yeah, Walter, I mean, you have to deal with regulation, right? Even PPG has to be licensed, don't they?
Yeah, but really speaking, if you look at you guys and you go through your PPG 1, 2, 3, it's really no different apart from we got a piece of paper that says I'm licensed to fly, or what it is once you've got a license, you are responsible, okay? As I said here, when we pay for our license renewals, comes with $10 million of insurance. Should I burn down a wheat field or crash into cars, equipment, whatever, I know in the back of my mind I'm covered. Now, that's what I sort of find a little bit hard, that you guys, as responsible as you can be, is you're vulnerable to damages, correct? You know, that's going over the top, burning down a wheat field or, you know, smashing into a house or something like that.
Well, that's why we're supposed to stay away from congested areas, you know,
Exactly.
Not fly over anything, you know,
Exactly.
anything that falls off our paramotor, you know, we're responsible for.
How many videos you see? I just saw one. You know, of people flying over houses.
You know what the rule is, right? You know,
I know.
D-bad, right?
Yep. But
go for it.
But that's the thing. Is the
That's
people
all you, Sean.
the people that do vlog is vulnerable to being shot down by someone else or saying, you know, well done, you've done a good job. But if you're flying over people or houses, you're lucky to get away with it, really.
Well, yeah, my point is we've got it made here in the States. That's the way I see it. And I'd love to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of things that can be talked about, videos that can be made with, you know, stuff other than things that could possibly be a detriment to become a detriment to the rest of us. So, hey, the person that got me into this sport was Tucker Gott, watching that video, seeing that little thumbnail on the side of YouTube. So, that's just how I feel. And
I just hope all the new pilots or new pilots coming up don't feel like they should wear a Superman shirt in training or
or be professional, like competitive tennis players or anything like that, right?
Yeah, no.
He's gonna make it look so easy, man. He's gonna run into the air, and I remember when I
set me up, man.
Nah, you got this, man. We got faith in you for sure.
Hey, if the leg doesn't fall off, I'm already ahead of the game. So,
do you have a prosthetic?
Yeah.
Yes. You didn't know that?
No. And you still compete tennis?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, going to state next month.
Right on, man.
Brian, you pay attention to the show.
Don't you hear Shane? Don't you hear Shane sitting there making all the jokes?
No, Shane doesn't make any jokes. No.
Brian,
He's got a leg up on us.
Brian,
he's got a leg up on us.
Brian, you just put your foot in your mouth.
He can put his foot in his mouth. I can't.
DP's got extra spring in his leg, man. He's got it over us.
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Ask Craig Taylor. He'll tell you the same. You seen him run? He runs better than all of us.
Yep.
Yeah, I was talking to Travis Burns, and he was just telling me a funny story about a guy that they trained recently that he was, I think it was his first solo flight, and they were on comms, and everything was going great, and he was coming down about 50 meters above, and all of a sudden the guy was like, oh shit. And he's like, what's going on? He said, my leg's falling off. You don't want to do a one-legged landing, I'm sure, but fortunately it stayed on, but as soon as he landed, it fell off.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got, I actually talked to my prosthetist, not prostitute, Walter. my prosthetist today, and I've got a workaround to make sure that it doesn't fall off. So it's good.
Super glue.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sew it in.
I was that aviator with a guy that was training. His name was Eric Schneider. Shout out to you if you're watching, man. He's up in the New Jersey area, but he's got a prosthetic as well, and he trained with a hook-shaped carbon fiber spring on his leg. And the dude was like 6'5", man. He made it look so easy. His launches and landings. His first landing, he came in and his prosthetic leg slipped, and he went down on one knee, nothing to it. And then after that, he added a rubber boot to the bottom of it, and he was just killing it, man. He was making it look so easy. So
I see what you did there, Brian. He landed on his knee and there was nothing to it.
Hey, Brian, look in the chat and see what Jeremy just said.
Oh, dude, that was hilarious, Shane.
No one else caught that? I was just like,
no, I didn't even catch it till you said it. Oh, man.
Walter's out of here. Walter's taking his jacket off. He's like, it's
too
hot.
Getting hot in here. Let's take off all of our clothes.
Hey, Mark,
well, I got to say to our guest, Chucky, I'm glad you're going to get training. And most definitely. I'd like to meet up with you sometime and fly with you. And a lot of these people that are self-trained, I mean, there's a lot more to the training than just putting on a wing and hopping in the air.
Agreed.
So, but no, I got to hand it to you for getting the training, going out and getting that. That's going to be awesome. I think you're actually really going to enjoy it and the things that you learn. And like Brian said, we're constantly learning every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
So where are you going to get training at?
Aviator.
Okay, I thought I heard that somewhere. Well, that's awesome. When are you scheduled?
I'm going to go in November. I talked to Eric about it on Facebook, and he said somewhere in November.
It's not just a training, man. It's the whole experience. You're going to be inducted into a family of people that just love to do what you do, and you can join their Facebook group and whatnot, and keep in touch with, I don't know, something like 500 aviator alumni throughout the country. So you can fly with people wherever you go. But it's a very unique experience trainer, man. I highly recommend it for sure. I'm happy you get able to get some training.
Yeah, they seem like some of the best teachers in the country. So,
and just like Brian said, it's not just getting up in the air. Pretty much, with a little bit of kiting skills and pulling squeezing a throttle, you can fly. Pull right brake, pull left brake. Land and flare. I mean, it's not difficult. It's just like what Brian said. You're getting up with a lot of people around the United States. You got a group of people that fly. Wherever you live, there's going to be some other people that fly, and aviator or whoever your trainer is probably knows people in that area or can get you hooked up with other people in your area, so you have people to fly with. Training is not about flying. Training is, how do you service your two-stroke motor? How do you torque your prop on? Proper specifications. How do you mix the oil? Airspace, where you live, look at sectional charts. How do you get to your sectional charts? Your micrometeorology, what apps to use, how to use the apps, where to go. I mean, flying is not the difficult part. It's all the other stuff that goes with it that is really, truly important when it comes to flying, I think, personally.
I agree with that.
And of course, all your new brothers and sisters that you have around the United States and world that fly paramotors.
Yeah, it's not just contacts people to fly with. I mean, on a Facebook group, like the other day, I was upgrading my GoPro on the aviator helmet. I threw out a question in the Facebook group, and within 20 minutes, I had a half dozen answers that were very knowledgeable. So, I mean, it's pretty cool for sure, man. Be able to fly with all these folks. There's a lot of good schools out there, but aviator is the only one that I went to. That's the one I thought very good about.
Okay.
If you go back on my YouTube channel, go to ppgbrian.com. and go back about a year and a half almost on my YouTube channel. I put a 6-part series, part 1 through 6, the training aviator. At the time, Eric Farewell said it's the best series he's seen put out from a student's perspective.
Okay.
It's about an hour's total, all 6 videos. Part 3 is really good. Reserve simulation toss. I throw it to the right, and I get one of the instructors in the nuts, man, and it's a really good video. That's Fletch. Shout out to Fletch. But no, you're in for a treat, man, for sure.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to it.
I want to go
Chucky
back to
in the Sky has a question for you.
Yeah.
How many flights have you done?
Somewhere between 12 and 14 now.
I want to go back real quick. Jeremy Isbell wanted to state that if DP decides to do the hay bale slalom and kicks one of the hay bales, he can just pull off his leg and straighten it back up. Brian, you can't do that.
But DP will never have the nickname.
Would have if I could have.
No, he won't. Chucky, I don't know if you know or not, but Brian kicked a hay bale during flight and snapped his ankle off to the side in flight. Okay. It's super awesome. That's why he got his nickname Hay Bale Waller.
just because you train an aviator, don't make it perfect. So don't.
I got you.
It's cool.
I
So
got a
you don't
question
wanna-
for Charles.
Yeah.
Question for Charles. You self-trained. How long did it take you? What did you do? You know, did you kite first? Did you just get into the air, or did you do like kite training and stuff yourself?
So for sure, it was 100% just kite training. I'd go out, and unfortunately, the 10 hours out of the 15 were all with zero wind. So I did a lot of running. The last 5, I figured out when to go out when the wind was a little bit heavier, so I can actually not have to work as hard. And yeah, it was about 15 hours of total kite training. And then I did about 2 hours, hour and a half with the motor on my back with it on, simulating some pre-takeoffs, but never actually taking off. So I had a decent amount of practice before I took off for the first time.
Okay, yeah. And had you seen videos of how to? Or, yeah.
Countless numbers.
Yeah. Same here. I've been watching it for 5 years, I'd say now. And I'm quite confident to go up. Not that we can here because it's regulated. So I'll have to do some form of training to get into the air. But I got my PPC, so you know, transitioning over. Once I've got the kiting hands down, I'm confident.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
good,
Bill.
good to speak to someone that is self-trained, from your perspective of how you done it. So, yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Hey, Bill, just curious, were Travis Burns and Kyle Mooney at Aviator when you trained there?
Yeah, they were there, but they weren't technically working for him anymore. They had already branched off, started One Up Adventures.
Gotcha.
But I got to meet him, and I got to watch Kyle Mooney fly. For y'all that don't know him, he's one of, I don't know, 6 or 7 people in the world that could do the infinite tumble with a motor on their back, and it's pretty incredible to watch. That was my first day watching paramotors in person, was watching Kyle Mooney. It's crazy.
Here's a little blast from the past. I just want to show you a little something. Who's this guy?
Who is that?
Who is that?
Oh yeah, that's Major. Oh, you talking about the guy in the blue shirt? I see.
Guy in the blue shirt.
No,
Yeah.
the white dog takes over precedent. That's for sure.
What?
He always did, man. No
You ain't
doubt.
gotta tell me.
I'm surprised you guys still talk to me after losing him.
June 6th of 2017.
Don't jump.
That was my very first trip out after I retired, man. And so we were on an adventure. Big hole in northern Alabama.
Look at you. You got the old beard thing going on there, Brian.
That's the blind bear.
I'm like, what?
I had the beard going for about 10 years until I lost a little bit of weight.
I was going to say, it looks like you got a few extra pounds there, Brian.
Yeah, I shipped them down under, Walter. I sent them to you, man.
What I was saying is, look at how young he looks, and you guys are talking about how his beard and how fat he is. Come on, he looks young. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, he looks like he's like 30.
You trying to say he looks old now?
I was trying to say, look at this young guy.
Nobody said fat.
I ain't worried about it, man. Hey, I was down to 185, 179 at one point. But I was holding right at 185 when I broke my leg, man. Put on 30 pounds. I've lost 10 or 15 of it, but it's always a struggle, man. The secret is when you got more weight on you, you just got to run faster. I'll figure that out.
Break your leg. Just break your leg again.
Oh God! Don't.
I did get some training wheels to put on mine.
I was like, don't do that.
Don't do
Hey,
that, please.
Brian, for the record, I was 185 in high school.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, as soon as Brook from our show is right now, PPG Pirate is out west getting his instructor training in, and as soon as he gets back to North Carolina, he's gonna be teaching people how to transition to trikes and doing tandem certifications. And Yeah, so I'm gonna be his first customer, man. I'm gonna learn how to fly a trike as soon as he gets back in about a month or two.
Just in case you guys didn't know, trikes are sexy.
God,
She thinks my trike is sexy. Yeah, I hear you.
Brian, are you going over to the dark side? Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Dang.
Hey,
man.
come on now, Will.
I'm telling you, everyone seems to be doing that.
Yeah, they
Trikes
are,
are
aren't they?
fun.
Doesn't everybody have a trike hidden away in the closet nowadays? Is it just me?
No, I wouldn't admit it if I did.
I wanted to.
Waiting on my new trike.
Are you getting a trike?
Screen on now.
Hey,
Yeah, I ordered one from Matt. I ain't seen it yet, but I did get the motor.
250,
Tired. I'm tired.
250, John.
What's that?
I said, is it a 250?
No. It's just a little one of those little tiny trikes. I'm gonna fly with Adam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the little trike thing that fits on your paramotor, or is it?
Yeah.
The whole, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know for about $1,500 you can get yourself a universal trike thing. That
trike.
Is that what it is? A retractor? Well, yeah. There's a bunch of different ones. Wasn't it Pirate that did the retractor title, or was it Gorilla?
Yeah.
Retractor trike, I think, is a one that.
Going in the chat are talking about me.
Okay.
About my leg.
Yeah, I think retractor trike fits
A
mine.
couple people in the chat didn't even know I didn't have one.
DP, hit mute. We can hear you.
I just muted him.
Never mind. You just unmuted it yourself.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I had this on. I had mine on mute.
Nope.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
just
obviously I didn't. But
you just had the video off. Retract the trike. That was with Gorilla, right? Is that
correct?
I remember him.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. I haven't seen PPG Gorilla lately. Is he doing videos? I haven't seen anything pop up.
I've seen him on Instagram.
Yeah, he's
And
got
on
a few
Facebook.
around.
Is he? He's training.
It's Rusty Biscuits. Haven't you seen that one?
Yeah,
Rusty
Yeah.
biscuit.
he used to put out
Yeah,
a bunch
no.
of videos. I don't see anything. anymore.
Gorilla does the Tucker Got impression.
Hey, you
And
didn't
he's
see
wearing-
that, Brian?
he's
You didn't see that show?
You didn't see that?
Oh, you gotta watch
Oh.
that. It was hilarious.
It's
Yep.
hilarious, man.
Yeah, so you had Tucker Gott, you had Kyle O'Glee, you had David Wolf. Who are the other ones?
Pod,
How
truck
many
flyer.
sold it too?
Yeah,
Yankee,
Track Flyer.
Yankee Paramotor.
It was hilarious, man. And they had other people playing, those people.
Yeah.
But especially the one that was the funniest, I thought, was the Tucker.
Yeah.
So Sharky in the Sky has a question for the group. Have you ever flown over the weight of your glider? Raise your hand. Well,
Yeah.
if we raise our hands, it won't show up. Unless the person's talking, right? I've only flown, well,
It's on group view right now. They're seeing everybody.
Well, I have never flown anything but a 30 meter in class, and then I've got my 27 meter Link 2, which I'm clearly not overweight on. But Kent Staney raised his hand and said Kylo made me do it.
Ken Staney, have you gone to your kentstaney.com yet? Go there real quick and check out where it goes. You'll dig it.
Goes to YouPorn. No.
I've flown a 23 meter wing, but that's when I was being towed up at the SIV class. So I was really, really heavy. Mine is a 28 meter, and me all up is okay. When you're looking at your weight range on a wing, you have a weight range usually that your all up should be in. A little bit past that, on the higher side, it's an extended weight range that's considered expert, but it's also a weight range. And then once you go past that, then it's dangerous.
So isn't an ideal weight loading around 80%?
Well, that's the thing, though. When you look at your weight range, you have a weight range, and then you have is in a well, let me look real quick. I think it's like an extended weight range. And
there's a paragliding weight on some and a motor weight.
Right.
Yeah, you got that, but also let me look. Oh, ozone.com is not ozone. Huh, how about that?
I trained and flew the first year on a wing that I was overweight on. Not by much, but a little bit.
Let me look at this and I'll come back to you guys.
How many kilos over were you, John?
Just a few. Without fuel, I was exactly at the top end of my wing. So if I put fuel in, I was over.
Yeah. Just changes your glide ratio and you're going to land a bit faster. That's all.
Yeah. And then when I bought the second wing, I bought the same type of wing. I just went a size larger. And life was so much easier taking off and landing.
Yeah.
So did everybody do the math on their wing when they bought one and, make sure they were within the weighted range?
Absolutely.
Nope.
I have to be honest, I did not.
I didn't
either.
Right on my instructor.
Yeah, I did.
I did the exact same thing. I was told, hey, this wing will make you happy. I said, okay. I hooked in and I took flight and I was like, holy crap, I'm happy. And it's been almost a year and a half, I guess. I don't even know. But I'm still absolutely happy with that wing. It does everything I ask it to do, and I haven't even ventured into doing like wing overs with the trims out or anything like that. I mean, I do fly straight with my trims out, but I don't get into any of that other stuff with the trims out. But I mean, I'm still trying to figure out the wing when it comes to, trims all the way in and doing wing overs and stuff. It gets a little spicy from time to time.
I landed
JP hit the brownies
with my trim out at one notch.
You did what, Brian?
Today, for the first time, I'm working on my flare. Always trying to get better, and I landed with my on my Spider 3. The trim's out one notch, and it definitely gave me more flare authority coming in.
What were the conditions, Brian? What were the winds?
Basically nil wind.
Really? I'm going to have to try that.
I just been coming in fast, man. Trim's neutral on my Spider, and I haven't shortened my brake lines from the factory on the new wing, so I need to shorten them about 4 inches, and then. But I was just experimenting around today, and it definitely made a difference. One notch of trim's out.
I got to set mine out too. My brakes are so long that I'm not hardly getting any flare when I come in.
Use your feet, John.
I use my feet all right.
Have to. Gonna run like heck, man.
It was dark too, man. I couldn't see nothing.
Oh man.
Allegedly.
How do you get your feet in your brake toggles?
That's what I meant. Yeah. Use your feet.
What about taking the wrap?
Real quick, guys. Let me show you this. Then I'll stop sharing so we can just talk. When you look on your this is my Gen Vantage 3. If you look in the specifications, the technical specifications, you have your of course your certification, your certified weight range for paramotor, but you also have an extended weight range for paramotor, which is considered like the advanced weight. So as you can see, the regular certified range is 115 to 150 kilograms, and the extended weight range goes up to 160. So over 160, it is way out of certification. Between 150 and 160 kilograms, you're in the extended weight range, which is kind of like gives you more carvy. So you can have more carve. So when people want to have like a, go down in like a size or something to get more carvy, look at that extended weight range. You're still within the range, but now you're just, you're able to carve that wing a lot more.
You have way more agility.
Exactly.
I would put that extended range at 160, an example you gave. I would make that my baseline. 160 is 100% loaded wing. and then do the math below that down to 115 kilograms, and you know, find out where that 80% is, because that's where I always heard the percent. You know, these are actual weight numbers, kilograms. So
right.
So what you the math version?
Yeah. So what you'd want to do is you want to take the 150 kilograms, and that should be your 100%, because your extended weight range is more along the line of your advanced weight for advanced features of it, because it's more carvy. So if you are on a, Brian, what size wing do you fly usually?
I'm on a 26 Spider 3 right now.
So a 26 meter, and then we come down here to the certified weight, 105 to 135. So that 135 kilograms, whatever that is in pounds, I'll have to ask Siri. I don't know what that is offhand. So you have that weight range. That would be your 100% that you'd want to actually go off of when you're actually trying to find your all-up weight for your wing. Because once you cross over that 135 to 145, your wing is, it acts different. When I load it up, it is extremely carvy. I mean, you barely pull the brakes and you're carving the sky. And it makes for taking off and landing different also. So that's something that you might want to check as far as when you're looking at wings too. Look at your extended weight range to see where you are really in that 100% range. You know, that 0 to 100%, where are you? About that 85?
1 kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the math part. No, but what you're saying, Sean, is the extended part is beyond the 100% rating.
Yes.
So 150 to 160, that would be like 105% rated, loaded.
Right, but it's still rated up to that extension.
Gotcha.
So over that 160 kilograms, now you're into the dangerous part, because now when you start doing maneuvers, now you're putting on a lot of extra G's that wing is not designed for. So you start doing
it really hard for it to reinflate.
Right. So you start doing a wing over, or you start doing a barrel roll, and now the G's are so strong that it can actually rip the fabric itself, or, you know, snap a line.
Yeah, and Mark H brings up a point I was just about to make. I said, overloaded wings are more dynamic, but if you have a collapse like you would in an SIV, the vent will also be more violent. So, yeah, basically, if you're overloaded on your wing, it's gonna, when it does collapse, it's gonna be way more dramatic, I believe.
And when you're underloaded, it's a lot easier to recover too.
Right.
When you're underloaded, you're more floaty and have the possibility of losing the tension in your lines, and depending on what maneuver you're doing, your wing you could wrap up in your wing easier underloaded.
That's a bad day.
So Chucky on a 30-meter wing, when he's 175 pounds, is that what you weigh? About 175?
195, 200.
About 200 pounds. That's
plus your motor.
Could be dangerous if you get into a situation.
I've tried some carving where I've tried to do some wing hovers on this wing, and it really does not want to do it with me. I ended up trying it with my trims out, and I had my front left corner of my wing actually collapse, and it reinflated instantaneously. And I was actually I ended up replicating that 2 more times just to kind of see why it was doing it. I tried it with my trims in and my trims out, and it continued to do it. And I think it's just because I was way underloaded on the wing, and it's not a dynamic wing for my weight.
Were you pulling outside?
What's up?
How high were you when you were attempting these maneuvers?
Oh, I was at like 4,000 feet.
So were you pulling outside brake when you were doing your wing overs?
The way I can explain it would be I'd pull left brake, I'd wait for myself to counter, I'd pull that right brake, I'd wait like for the perfect time. I was like kind of just trying to target that swing, like right when I got to the sweet spot, pull back to go the other way. And then right at the last second, I'd pull left brake. Let's say I want to do a left wing over, and I'd apply a little throttle, and I'd be able to flop over, but I'd have a front left wing collapse during doing it. So I kind of tend to stay away from that right now until I get training. I'm not really trying to do any acrobatic stuff now. So
Well, no, I'm saying when you're doing wing overs,
What's up?
when you're swinging to the left, you
Yep.
actually pull a little bit of right brake. If not, you'll get collapses.
Yeah.
Really? Well, see, that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So no, I did not pull any right brake when I'm trying to do a wing over going left, pulling left brake.
That would be why. So when you're swinging to the left, I'm sorry, to the right, you're gonna hold a little bit of right brake as you're holding a lot of left brake, and then hold that as you start pendulum back, and then you do the opposite. If not, you will get a wing collapse almost every time when you start getting it.
That makes sense.
Keep the pressure on the opposite side.
Right. There's
it'll unload
actually
those lines.
What's that, John?
I said it just unloads the lines when you swing up like that. That's why you got to keep the pressure on there. The weight just comes right off of it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Sean, look up the link 2 and see what the weight for the 27 meter is. I'm kind of curious of where I'm at now that I've lost a couple pounds.
For which wing?
The Nuvic link 2.
Where'd you lose your weight, Sean?
When I decided to not drink until 8 o'clock at night, I lost 18 pounds.
Wow.
I actually have to wear a belt now for all my clothes. But
were you drinking buttermilk or what?
No, I would start drinking when I got home at 4 o'clock until midnight, and then so between 4 and 8, I don't drink 4 or 5 beers, so that's 400 or 500 calories a night right there.
There you go, man. You got 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of drinking. That's a well-balanced day.
That's what I'm saying. It works out perfect.
You said you got a 23 meter?
27.
27? I'm still looking.
No, look away. Look away.
While he's looking, any just quick advice type pointers for me? I have a kiting wing being sent to me. I'm getting one of the Bruce Goldsmith seeds just to get some ground handling in before I actually go for training. Hoping to have 1 or 2 people that do fly to help me with that, but just in case I go solo down to, the field, any words of advice as far as, don't go out if it's above 6 miles an hour or anything like that?
Oh, that seed is what, a 14 meter wing?
Yep.
Oh, you'll be fine at 15 miles an hour wind.
That wing's not going to pull you anywhere.
No,
you'd be all right.
I weigh about 210 right now.
Wear a helmet.
I already have the helmet. So I'm good with that.
Get a bicycle helmet. Works perfect. Put the GoPro on it.
Those kiting wings are real fast. So when you're training with a kiting wing, it's harder.
Only thing I care about that also is to know how to control the wing in a gust. I mean, like how to keep the wing from getting away from you. Because now with that wing, you don't have a whole lot to worry about. I just ate something, so I've got something stuck in my throat. But like wrap the bees or whatever. I mean, just know how to control the wing, and you have to.
That link I just posted in the Zoom chat, that's your manual for your wing, just FYI, like 27 pages.
I thought you were going to share what the weight is on there.
I'm still looking for that.
Hey, Sean, you guys do this every Monday, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have to get going. I'm going to tune in with you guys next Monday and just listen for the next viewer. So
yeah,
I really appreciate
absolutely.
you guys having me on.
And you're on our guest chat. So, you can see whenever we're on, and you're more than welcome. Jump on anytime and hang out in the background. So
absolutely.
And we
I appreciate you guys having me.
Well, we appreciate you jumping on, sharing your story, letting us, go over that video and asking you, some pretty interesting questions, and you being a sport and answering them. We appreciate you, and this is a big family. I don't think that you'd have to worry about going to a fly-in or hanging out with other paramotor people and anyone thinking anything less of you. I mean, you're one of the family. You just started before school, which a lot of us are kind of jealous because we had to wait so long.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping on, and welcome to jump on anytime.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to you guys next Monday.
Good luck at training.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Chuck.
Cheers.
Okay,
D-bag,
so we have probably the most important question that was asked tonight from Sharky in the Sky. He wants to know, Shane, what kind of beer do you drink? Well, I forced myself to drink the crappiest beer because it has the least amount of calories, which is Busch Light. My favorite beer, which is about 195 calories a beer.
Kentucky Barrel Bourbon Ale.
How do you know that? Holy crap. Oh, DP's got to wake up on all you guys. My favorite beer is Lexington Kentucky Bourbon Ale. It's a damn good beer, but good Lord, it's got some calories.
Indeed. She'll grab you by the boo-boo as well.
Yes, it will. 8.5% alcohol. You don't drink too many of those. So I can drink Busch Light all day long and be just fine, but I drink a couple of them, those Lexingtons. I'm out of here, dude. I'm going to bed.
Your maximum all up weight is 374 pounds.
Oh, I'm nowhere near that. I'm on the light. So I'm 215 now, and then I got a Moster. So we're looking at fully loaded, maybe 70 pounds
without fuel.
And you got a weight range from 105 to 170 kilograms. Your maximum speed is 56 miles an hour.
That's a big ranging weight.
So so with fuel and everything, what's my motor weight with fuel and 11 liters of fuel?
You should know.
I don't know. I just get in it.
How many gallons? Because a gallon of gas is about 6 pounds.
I would say 2.5.
So
About 3.
Or 3 gallons. Okay, let's say 3 gallons.
2.9.
That's about 18 pounds.
And then I'm 215, so that puts me back at the 235 mark, roughly.
So you're at 233.
And then my motor.
Is it about 70 altogether?
Yeah, I'd say 70.
Oops, I guess it'd help if I didn't put minus. So 70 plus, how much? 215 you weigh?
Yeah.
Plus the weight of your wing.
295.
Maybe 5 pounds. Plus your 18 pounds. You're only at 308. I mean, you got to think about your boots and your shoes and your all up weight type of stuff too. You know, I mean,
okay, so we're talking about 220, 222.
220. I mean, even if you brought your dog with you, it'd be 250. You're still way under your weight range. So bring your dog up next time. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, I need a 110-pound Rottweiler. Sure.
Shane, you fly in shorts and thongs, don't you? Thongs.
Shorts and what?
Thongs.
Oh,
I thought he said thong.
So did I. I was like, this son of a bitch has got a camera in my trailer.
That's what they called out here, thongs.
Yeah, I know. We call them thongs too, but I wasn't sure if you understood what the same meaning was.
Oh, real quick too, Shane, just to make you even happier, I looked under your certificate. Oops, wrong one. I looked under your certificate here. And it says that your maximum takeoff weight is 267 kilograms.
What?
Wow. Really?
What?
267 kilograms?
267 times
Over 500
2.2,
pounds. I'll tell you that right now.
587 pounds.
So I could actually fly with tandem with somebody.
That's like a grizzly bear video that Tugger made, I think. You can take off with a grizzly.
That's why my takeoffs are so smooth, because I don't have to run that much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're trying to screen share there, Sean, but there you go.
Yeah, it said it's paused. I don't know why.
And your glide ratio would be right up. So engine out, you should not worry about it.
Oh no, did you not see my mile high video? It took me 22 minutes to get to a mile, and then it took me 32 minutes to land.
Yeah.
Without an engine.
Without an engine, correct.
Oh man. Hey guys in the chat, I appreciate the information on the brakes and using the speed bar trims out. Yeah, I've looked over the manual, and with the Spider ozone wings, you're not supposed to touch the brakes when you got trims out on speed bar. Now, if you're just trims out and not on speed bar, you can use your brakes all you want. And talking to all the instructors and stuff at Aviator, every new ozone wing they get right off the factory floor, the first thing they do is shorten the brake lines by 4 inches. So based on that, some measurements I've taken and reading the manual, I'm going to shorten my brake lines about 3 inches, and we're going to go from there. Appreciate all the feedback.
I wonder if I can shorten mine up a little bit. No, I'm asking that. Go ahead,
Brian,
Walter.
you could just take a wrap, and you'd know then that taking off 4 inches won't harm it.
Yeah. Every time that I land, I take a wrap, so I know I can shorten mine.
Yeah.
Why do you do that, Sean?
What's that?
Why do you do that?
When I come in for a landing, I
Mhm.
like that extra brake authority, because when I come in, I usually come in and I do a foot drag, and I just keep on foot dragging until I want to go. And then when I pull brake, I need all that extra flare authority to stop me. So it's a nice gentle landing.
Super stupid question.
Uh-oh.
How do you take a wrap with a throttle in your hand?
That's what I was going to say.
I literally stuck my throttle's in my left hand. I
so-
stick my right hand through, no problem, but the throttle's in the way. What do you do?
So let me grab some cord here, and I will show you. Pretend that this little
throttle
thing is a throttle.
Okay.
And I got my risers. So what I do is with my brake is I hold on to my throttle with my thumb and
Index
forefinger.
finger.
And then what I do is I take this and I wrap this around my three fingers. That way I still have my trigger.
That's what I figured. I mean, I tried putting my entire throttle through the brake handle while it was stowed at brake. And it's awkward. It doesn't feel right. That's the only reason I haven't wrapped my brakes and landed yet.
Just wrap your hand and you go up. And really what it does is it puts your arms higher. That's why a lot of people like the brakes longer, so their arms aren't stretched up.
Well, you can also let the trims out too, because as you let the trims out, the trims go up, which means now the brakes are up here. So now when you pull, you have lots of flare authority. So you can come in really hot with your trims out, and then as you're pulling, you can just slow down. So you can do the same thing like that instead of taking a wrap.
Oh, yeah.
But not too.
He's pointing out a lot of stuff in the chat about shortening your brake lines. I agree with everything you've said so far. I would never shorten my brake lines by 14 inches.
What? 14 inches?
Yeah.
The only way to do that, to do your brake lines, is to go up in the air, let your trims all the way out, and then mark where your brake lines are at. Otherwise, you're just guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get them too
trims all
short,
the
it'll
way
be a
out.
problem.
But actually, you need to be on speed bar too, to effectively measure it, because your speed bar changes the angle of attack, your trims change the angle of attack. So if you're full trims out and you're, speed bar on, and you pull your brake and you've got 3 inches of slack in it before the trailing edge starts to deflect it all, then you can shorten those brake lines.
Yeah,
for sure.
How much does a speed bar cost? Because I don't have one and I'd like to get one.
About between $50 and $70.
Okay.
And that's only because I've been looking for someone.
Don't they
Shane,
normally
I got one. Jade's not using.
He will eventually.
Jade, she's on a trike.
She will eventually foot launch to the grocery store to get milk and eggs. I mean, not eggs, but more chickens.
Exactly.
There you go. The golden
Where is Jade? I don't even see Jade.
Yeah, she hadn't been here for a while.
She's sitting behind me printing up tattoos.
She didn't even say goodbye.
Brian, didn't you say earlier that you landed with one notch of trims out and that was better?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with Todd Scandrett on Resurgence on one of these chats about landing and not having enough flare and shorten my brake line. Same thing we're talking about right now. And he's like, man, just try landing, instead of trims at neutral on the Spider 3, at the red lines, try 1 notch out, which is about 1 inch of trims out. And I did today. See the Spider-Man logo.
See the Paramotor.
You turn into the
Superman
Flash.
one.
The faster you come in, the more flare you have, basically. So you're coming in hotter, but you have more ability to slow down, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
You can get a speed bar on Amazon for about $65. You can get one about $35 on eBay. I don't know about you, but I don't trust eBay.
Eric, how much you gonna charge me for that speed bar? Can I try it out at say in about 13 days or so?
Yeah, you can have it.
I don't no, you don't give me nothing other than a hard time.
Oh, Shane, I've got 2 speed bars I've never used.
Yeah.
My wing is fast. I get more people talk about how fast I am on my wing, and I'm looking at my wing with the what Sean showed earlier.
You got a fast wing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Imagine if I was heavy on that wing. Holy crap, I'd be coming in. I'd need a trike then.
Try to keep up a hay bale on the Spider 3 now, brother.
Yeah. I'm ready. I don't know if I trimmed out with flying with you. I can't remember. I don't trim out unless we're doing, something. Actually, I like to go trims out down low, but
I fly trims out on the Spider every time, unless I'm launching or landing. It just the wing's more dynamic. I reach through the brakes. I grab the tip steerings. I love tip steering now.
I don't have tip steering. I don't have tip steering. I've never tried it yet.
Dude, it carves so much better, man. It's without the dive, you've got the turn. It bangs.
Right.
It's just, and then you got brakes and tip steer stowed away. You're just cruising along, weight shifting. Reach up there, grab the line. You don't even have to grab the tip toggle. You just grab the line, pull a little bit. Man, it's perfect.
We've camped together. You need to grab the tip.
Nice.
Jade's been busy.
Yes,
she has.
The busy bee.
Is tip steering more like a tabletop way of steering, like more parallel, and you don't quite get the carve? Or what's the advantage?
If you're going to do some midday flying and you're going to be doing some thermaling, tip steering is awesome as you're staying up in the thermals, because when you're pulling brake, you're diving down as you're turning.
Yeah.
Tip steering, you're just kind of going horizontal.
It is literally what it says it is. When you're on a brake line, it's attached to your entire trailing edge. You deflate that trailing edge, and it causes you that side of the wing to drop and cause drag, and you dive. With the tip, it's literally just a tip, and can't explain it dynamically. Even as a mechanical engineer, I can't explain it perfectly. But
I saw that.
You go into the turn. Hey.
Just the tip.
Oh man, we're not PPG rated anymore, are we?
we're always PPG rated, apparently.
DP, getting back to that wing that you're getting, like John said, it's going to be so fast. When you get to your own wing, it's going to be so much easier and slower.
Good.
Yeah. So you're getting thrown in the deep end with something quick.
Good.
So Shane wanted to get a speed bar so he can go faster, even though he does have a fast wing. Is that what he said?
So what? I got a truck that has twin turbos. I still want to go faster.
Ah. Well, next time you want to go faster, make sure that you watch some videos on people going fast with the trims out and speed bar and watching their wing collapse.
Yeah, did you not
so be
did
careful.
you not see the new video from that same person saying that the manual says something about not shortening the brakes? They shortened the brakes and did all that and then talk crap about the
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it literally says in the manual not to shorten the brakes. They shortened the brakes, went to trims out,
Well, that makes sense. Just like Brian said, or just like whoever just said, you got to go trims out and speed bar before you shorten them. But that was Brian, right?
Yeah. So if you go back and look at the collapse that was in that video, well, actually, I take that back. So in case you guys didn't know, Tucker put in a video about how fast he can go on the Cubic, I think it is. Yeah. And he had a complete a collapse. And,
I hate when I have a krababa.
So he just put out a video within a day or two, I believe it was, how I think it was it Judson that he was flying with?
Yeah,
literally,
probably.
Yep.
Had a absolute horrific wing. His wing just folded up in flight.
Oh, did he throw a reserve too?
No, it recovered. He recovered it, but then he went back and talked about on the recap. He went back and it says in the manual not to shorten your brakes. They said that they shortened the brakes. That's why it happened.
Oh.
So forever, I've been getting harassed people talking about how crappy the wing is because, well, it collapses in mid-flight. I've never had this wing outside of Swanee getting into some real bad rotor. I've never had this wing do anything but fly. And even at Swanee, I got in some real bad rotor, had 2 wingtip collapses, but the wing just still flew fine. But I've never shortened the brakes on mine, and I've never messed with it. It literally says in the manual not to shorten the brakes. And that's what they did. So if I take a vehicle that's not designed to go over 65 miles an hour and I crash at 100 miles an hour, whose fault is it? It's mine.
I want to know how you got it up to 100 miles an hour if it only could go up to 65.
I'm just saying, if you're able to get a vehicle or whatever past its limits and the limit is broken and you have something go wrong, whose fault is it? It's not the manufacturer's fault.
No, it's interesting you just said that. I was just watching Ridiculousness, and people were going down a hill on a regular chair like this with wheels, and their wheels got so hot they burnt off, and of course they fell. It's like, I wonder, could you sue the manufacturer for falling off at 65 miles an hour because you were going that fast on a
Matt Minion has a vlog. I think he did 105 miles an hour, but that was downwind.
But that was ground speed.
No, I think that was
Is that Matt?
Mark Honeycutt did 109.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's ground speed. That's not airspeed. Your airspeed.
No, I realize that. Yeah.
So even though it says 100 miles an hour, he was not flying 100 miles an hour through the air. The wind was pushing, probably doing 70, and he did another 30.
Yeah.
Which he gets up in some really crazy wind to do something like this. So, definitely kudos and props to this guy going up to 10,000 feet to catch a jet stream at 70 miles an hour. Holy crap! Who wants to do that?
Not this guy.
Mark, not me. You want to, Brian?
Why not, man? They got hay bales up there. I'm good.
No, but they got Carababas.
Yeah.
Hey, I like some Paramotor.
I was in the kitchen and I heard it. I'm like, man, no, who wants a Carababa?
That was great, Will.
That's a new motor they got out by Viterazzi. Yep.
Hey, Will's talking a lot of stuff. Will's talking a lot of stuff about stuff he shouldn't be about to be sleeping in my trailer. You know what I'm saying?
What, talking about being in a kitchen? He's gonna give you some run for your money as a chef?
No, he made me sleep and wake up with a
long as we don't see the video of that.
Hey, speaking about videos, have you seen Will's last one this morning?
I did not, but I'm going to.
Will, can I ask you? You only just made it in between those poles, man.
Yeah, I can't believe I did it. I'm serious. I don't know how I did it, but I did. I'm not going to spoil it, but I did make it, obviously.
And one more question.
Send or blend?
How did I teleport?
Send or bend?
Ben.
Because, Ben, it's at his place.
Oh, Ben.
Send or bend.
I read it as Ben.
Oh, was that last weekend?
Yeah.
Your thumbnails look the same, so when I see them, I can't really tell that I have or have not watched it.
Hey, just for the record, we have royalty in the chat. PPG Pirate is in the house.
What? The pirate made it.
Well, tell him to come on.
Tell him I said happy birthday.
He's in Arizona. Yeah. Hey, dude, he shares a birthday with you. Happy birthday, Will.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, Will.
I saw that. Thank you, Facebook. Now I know everybody's birthdays.
I know, right?
He's in Arizona right now getting instructor training. So basically teaching him how to be an instructor, not just how to fly.
Well, so he's getting his trike, he's getting his tandem and an instructor rating. Does it like one and the same, or
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. I hate to speak out of place, but I know that he's getting more advanced training in Arizona to help him be an instructor. And that's what his business is. He's like Sean. He wants to do what he's passionate about. He wants to do paramotors. And I think it's wheelsupnc.com or something like that is his business. Is up and coming in North Carolina. So nice. I'm going to be one of his first students. And I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Beautiful area to fly there.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw you. I just watched you, and that was scary.
It was. I know. I was there, man.
Wow. You were there with a lot of paramotor peeps, weren't you?
Yeah.
Todd Scandrett was there, and Todd Falstad. And Ben had his instructor there and a couple of his friends.
Dave,
a nice place there. It really does.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that, man. I got an invite, and I had my shot at being in the inner circle, and I couldn't make it.
No,
Will. Question for Will. Will, tell me, how did I teleport to USA when I didn't know?
I don't know, man, but you did somehow magically.
Wow.
Yeah, he's talking about the video.
I got on the show.
Well, I appreciate your sponsorship.
What sponsorship?
We're gonna wrap it up about 10.
Brook's in the house, man.
Happy birthday.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday to Will. Super stoked to share a birthday with you, man.
Yeah, me too. Birthday, bro.
We really need to sing happy birthday.
No, we really don't.
The last time we sung happy birthday, it was awesome. We need to do it again. Come on.
Yeah, come on. There's two of them.
How about
Oh,
we just
Sean?
pick one person to sing it? DP. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Way to go.
I'll just
Way to
get
go, Dave. It's on you, man.
Well, he's got a good
Happy
voice. I heard him try
birthday
to sing
to
earlier.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday to you.
Not bad.
Wow.
Well, I drink to that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey,
And
DP,
many
that
more.
sounded
You
that
go
sounded
to
better than the last one we sang.
That was awesome.
Yeah, well,
I'm impressed.
you got
Yeah.
that recorded, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah, it's recorded.
All right.
Wow.
So people will be able to listen to this at paratalk.org. You're probably listening to this right now in your favorite podcasting app, so we appreciate you. If you want to see the person that actually sung that, go over to clearproptv.com and watch it.
He's the drummer
He's
in
got
a
that
rock and roll
sexy-
band.
And make
He's got
sure
that
you share
sexy
it.
one-legged song
Yeah.
going on.
One-legged drummer. How do you drum with one leg?
It's not nearly as easy as it used to be.
No. I
No.
was going to say, yeah, you with your foot like gone.
Yeah, I need a
Yeah.
microprocessor and with an ankle.
There we go.
Which leg's missing?
The lower right, which is
Oh,
my
the front.
dominant foot.
Bass drum. Oh man.
Yeah, well, I play a double setup, but yeah, that's my dominant, my right. So yeah, it kind of
Was.
sucks. Sucks
Was.
about that ankle.
Double
Was.
bass drum. Double bass drum.
One bass drum, double pedal setup.
Oh,
I
You mean
have-
it was.
There's two pedals with a cam that connects them. So I only need one
Oh.
drum, but I still get double pedal action.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So just curious on your leg prosthesis. Sorry. I meant to say
Shane, line.
I know, right? Shane, it's your line. Say it.
I tried to say a joke earlier, but I kept getting interrupted, so I just let it go.
Okay. So, what kind of technology do they have for you? I mean, like you said, something about the ankle moving or something. I mean, what exactly do you have, and how does that? I mean, what's the most advanced technology available for something like that?
Right now, I've got the technology is really in the feet, not necessarily the socket part that connects you to the foot. I have 3 different feet right now. The one I'm wearing right now, which is probably the one I'll train in, it's just a real flexible carbon fiber. I also have, what's that?
3 feet. You got one on the middle leg too.
yeah. They call me tripod, Walter. And the other one, I do have a blade for like running and tennis and stuff like that. So yeah, and another probably the one that would help with the drumming and simple things like walking downstairs and stuff, because right now your ankle is fixed. But they do make feet that have microprocessors in them that kind of read the motion, and so that you actually get an ankle motion out of it, which is pretty cool. But those are big bucks. And they're looking into what's called osteo integration, where they actually attach everything into your bone. That's being done right now, and it's really going to be something that I think a lot of people will take advantage of down the road.
Tie into the nerves too, so you can control it.
With the osteo integration, no, it's mainly just for convenience, because right now you have, most people, you have a means of suspension, which means how does it hook to your stump, basically. And I'm a below knee amputee. Some people are above knee. Yeah. So I have my foot and then this titanium shaft and then a carbon fiber socket, and that's what my stump goes in. Osteo integration would get rid of this entire part, and this would go straight into the bone And so I wouldn't have to mess around with putting my leg on and taking it off all the time, which is a real pain in the ass.
Will it have Bluetooth?
Or in the leg. What's that?
Will,
Tooth
I
integration.
I just want to say you're an asshole.
Thanks for reminding me, man. Hey, Brooke, how is the training going?
So today was our first day with students. So we've got 5 new students here. Scott and I are assisting the training with Noah Rochetta. Things are going great. We've got a female pilot in the group. Today, after the first day, we've got 5 pilots doing reverse kiting, forward kiting. They're all nailing everything. So everything's going really good with the students. We've got another 7 days with the students as assistant trainers. And at the same time, Scott and I are also being trained on the side by the Rochetta brothers to get our instruction. So there's kind of 2 things going at once. We are assisting in this class right now, teaching 5 people, and we're also getting our teaching done at the same time.
Right on. 2 birds.
So yeah, it's going great. It's pretty hot out here. The desert's a different terrain. We got some first flights in here this morning. So yeah, things are looking great. We'll give you an update next week. We'll be here till next Monday.
Brooke, how did you go with reverse trike? Was that easy?
No reverse striking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. I could see it done on a retractor trike, something like, I don't think it'd be very difficult.
Yeah, Brooke, it sounds like you're doing something akin to like an internship to be an instructor, like they had an aviator. You're doing this with the Rochetta brothers in Arizona, is that right?
Yeah, it's Epic Paramotor. They teach out of Utah and Arizona. We are right next to a native territory for the Ak-Chin Reservation. And so we're flying next to a pretty busy airport on a really dusty, dirty field. It's a unique place. I've never been in anything like it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. It's a pretty cool place.
Is it really windy? Because, Linda could probably tell you better than me, but, my few trips to Arizona, every time I've been out there, it was very windy.
Yeah, so we were kiting in 18-mile-an-hour winds tonight with speed wings and like the ozone groundhog. And it was, I've never kited in wind like that. And it was absolutely insane, but these small wings handled it. And the students, after being exposed to that much high wind, they nailed it. It was pretty impressive. The wind really allowed these students to dial this stuff in a really short amount of time. And I was super impressed. It was windier than I thought that we should be in at first, but it worked out perfect.
Dude, I'm going to lean on you, man, because I want to go out west and fly a lot of these places. So learn what you can about Arizona while you're there, because I've literally been there when there was 40-mile-an-hour crosswinds and almost blew my camper off the road. And I can't imagine flying a paramotor. But,
Yeah, well, this is also the site that unfortunately Dustin was at for his last flight. And so there's a lot of emotions here. There's just a lot going on. And so, well, I'm just really happy to be here. Safety's number one. And I just can't wait to get back to the East Coast with this new experience and come back and share that with others. So good to talk with you guys about it tonight.
Hey, Brooke, can I ask a question? How do you drive your plantation around? Is that so no one pinches it?
Well, you always got to carry some green with you no matter where you go.
Is that how you're paying for training?
No. Walmart again?
Man.
Well, gentlemen, I got to get back to driving. I look forward to talking to you guys some more.
Yeah, thanks
Hey,
for
Brook.
the update.
Yeah, appreciate the update, man. Say hi to Scott, man, and best of luck to y'all, man. Safe travels.
Yeah, and Noah Rashetta would love to be on the show sometime, so we should get him on.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You set the date, brother.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Drive safe.
Later.
Bye. Really? That way.
Walter, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask him how he's driving a grow house.
I thought the same thing, but I figured it had been asked before.
I had to throw it in there, Shane. I'm taking your punchline. Sorry.
You remember the joke yet, Shane?
What joke?
You had a joke, and then
Some sort of a cripple joke, Shane?
Timing is everything, man. You tried to say it when it meant to be said.
Yeah, it's over and done with now.
Right.
Oh, I remember now. You said that you lost your dominant. Your right is your dominant leg, and I said was. See, not funny now. It's seriously not funny.
Why did you?
Yeah, timing is everything.
Now
when he
it
said
just
that, I was like, well, at least you got your left leg to kick hay bales with, but I kept my mouth shut too.
Yeah, I have no desire to be a double amputee, that's for sure.
Dave, I will tell you right now. I will tell you right now. I absolutely respect your wanting to do this sport, and I know for a fact you will be an awesome pilot, with no doubt.
Thank you.
I
hope
seriously.
so.
I mean, after I found out that you play tennis and everything, I was just like, oh, dude, that cutting and turning and running back and forth, you won't have any problems. I mean, Craig Taylor is a role model to me, and he makes it look freaking easy. And with you having that background of playing tennis and stuff, you're gonna have no problem.
Well, I certainly hope so.
I have a feeling that you could outperform any one of us in any sport there is. Something
I feel bad, man. I feel bad for the students in your class, because if they start sucking, they'll be going like, that guy's only got one leg. He's kicking around.
Right.
What am I doing wrong here?
You know, if he can do it, I can do it too. You know, but I got a question for the panel. What one trait or quality makes you a good pilot?
My jokes.
Yep, best pilot ever.
Is it good training? Good, the ability to launch, the ability to read the weather. What's the one thing that makes you a good pilot in your opinion?
You're only great in your own mind.
Well, I can answer.
Oh, go ahead, Shane.
Let me answer that real quick. My wife will tell you, I've always been good, not great. I've always been good at anything that I put my mind to. But when I first started this sport, I was horrible. And I was, if it wasn't for my wife, I'd have quit on day 3, because I was not picking up the kiting. I was not able to maintain the wing above my head. And she told me if I quit, I'd never live with myself, and she wouldn't live with me either. But she's absolutely correct. I mean, I was really hard on myself, and do I think I'm a great pilot? No. Do I think I get by good enough to not have crashed yet or broke anything? I think 100% that I'm just good enough. So I'm always looking forward to bettering myself. And what makes me a good pilot, I honestly just want to say, I think it's my wife who made me realize who I am and pointed out that I don't give up. So I guess being a good pilot for me is not giving up and always willing to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
So Shane, looking back at all the troubles that you said that you had with the kiting and how frustrated you were, you said you went and sat down and kind of had to get away from people. Now that you can do it without any trouble or anything, do you know what your issue was?
Yeah, I just I'm not good at things. When things don't go my way, I'm the worst on myself. If like it's bad. If I talk to anybody the way that I talk to myself, I'd have no friends. I mean,
same here.
I know what you mean.
I was so bad in my head that's honestly, I needed to get away. I needed to stop doing what I was doing. I was only making myself a worse pilot.
Sounds like it was more mental than technique.
I mean, I'm just not good at it.
I think you're hitting, you're touching on the answer that I'm looking for. I'm just curious what everybody's, if you had one trait that you would think makes a person, not necessarily yourself, a good pilot, what would that trait be?
Mental.
The only thing I can think of, I know it was awful when I first started. I kind of self-taught, but I had a trainer that gave me the pointers and was in my ear for my first 3 flights in my solo. But I think me personally I learned as much as I could before I took my solo. I read everything that I could. I memorized, the FAR 103. I almost memorized the PPG Bible. I can pretty much tell you, what is right and what is wrong. As far as flying, like I said, I don't think that it's very difficult to fly. It's knowing your airspace, knowing your weather, knowing, the where you can fly. I think it's just, I want to learn as much as I can and continue to learn.
You are totally touching on it too, man. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you haven't said the words I'm looking for.
Well, I mean, but that's the way I feel personally about myself. Is like, I want to be the best I can. I know that I'll never be a master, but I'll always be a student. Even if I am teaching, I'm always a student because I can always learn something, another technique, another, something new that I've never learned before. I mean, I can't do an infinite tumble. So yeah, I can eventually learn that. I won't do that though, but yeah, I think it's just.
I don't think those infinite tumbles and acro comes into being a great pilot.
No.
Right, because you can do all that shit and be reckless or stupid. We are human and we do make mistakes.
Definitely have to go beyond
what makes a great pilot or what makes you a great pilot. I mean, I'm for me, I guess I'd want to stay humble enough to, keep learning and always have the desire to become a great pilot. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, sounds like
a hard question
you're looking for there.
Yeah. I think all of you, kind of touched on what's going through my mind is, I've always kind of heard, and I agree with, what makes a great pilot is a pilot that makes good decisions. And, it comes down to, like, Sean was talking about, getting your proper education, learning weather, becoming a micrometeorologist, all the different things that allow you to make good decisions on whether or not it's safe to fly today or not. To go outside, release that balloon, know to check windy apps, different things like that. Know that, hey, I just made 3 mistakes and I'm getting ready to launch. Maybe I should sit it out today.
Yes.
Good pilots make good decisions, and they need to be clear-headed, and they need to be flying in conditions they're comfortable with. We're always going to be learning. We're always going to face new challenges, and hopefully we can all sit back and make the good decision, and not make a decision that's based on, hey, there's 50 people that want to see me fly today. I'm gonna go fly. I'm gonna break this rule and that rule. I'm gonna go fly, and that's not good decision making. So
Ryan, I mean, what you did, let's say for argument's sake, with the hay bale, that doesn't make you a bad pilot, but I'm sure it's made you now a better pilot.
You're damn right it has.
We shouldn't say, you shouldn't say great pilot. You shouldn't say great pilot. You should say a good pilot, right? Which I think everyone on this panel is, right? You're a good, you guys all seem to be good pilots to me. Sure.
We're all good pilots hoping to be great pilots, educating ourselves to make better decisions.
Yes, but do you have to be on the top of that pedestal to be great? No, not really. You know, that's putting yourself in a bracket, which is look 10 years down the road, 15 years, when we're past, whatever, and someone said, he was a great pilot. You know, you're a good pilot.
I don't think a great pilot would consider himself a great pilot. I think that's what you would say about someone else, but I don't think a great pilot would call himself a great pilot, you know?
No, exactly. And that's where you could be humble.
I agree. No one would call themselves, you know, the best pilot in the world, and
well, there's one person.
But is he? But are they really? But are they really the best pilot?
Hey, D-bag is all we'll say.
I will say honestly, the only thing that hold on, the only thing no. The only thing I've ever mastered in life was baiting fish.
What? You're a masturbator? Cha-ching. We're no longer PPG rated, guys.
Man,
we're talking about baiting fish.
That's still PPG rated. So
exactly.
It's all in the spelling.
As David Wolf says, you're a master debater.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it, man.
The only Dell in the house is my computer. At least your computer won't ever crash or die.
Or kick an owl or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh! Fly through seagulls. Yeah, I know. Crazy.
And did I tell you guys the story about Jack being on the couch earlier today?
No.
I was yelling at him. Jack off the couch.
Yeah,
Jack
he told Jack. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Your stream. My party, the people that I'm shooting.
Oh damn.
Hey Brian, did you tell
I
Red?
have my headphones on.
Brian, did you tell Red the legacy he's got to live up to?
No, I didn't. What should I told him?
No, you need to tell him about Big Brother and what you expect from him, because if you won't, I will. I'm just saying.
Well, I'll tell you this. Red is already a chair dog. We got out of chair. He jumped right in it. And he's up to about 45 pounds now. He's
wow.
Man. He's like super tall, and he knows all the tricks, man. Sit, lay down, stay, shake, roll over. Actually, Dad's working on putting the treat on his nose right now. He's actually getting pretty good at that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Dad does that?
I've never been able to teach a dog to do that myself, man. I don't have the patience, I don't think. But
you said you're going to be at Bad Apples, right?
Yeah. I'm going to be at Bad Apples, and I'm going to have him there at least a couple of days. We'll see how he does.
Well, I plan on being in Bad Apples, so I'd like to meet up with y'all. And
what?
Yeah,
I know you're going to be a moonshiners. You're coming to Bad Apples, brother.
I don't have to work for the man, so I don't have to request off.
Got his own timetable now.
Well, Sean, my house is on the way to Bad Apples from your house. So if you need an overnighter on the way, man, like almost there, but not quite there.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take my car, because I'm supposed to be getting a hitch for my car, kind of making one, because there's none for the 2019 Honda Insight yet. Or I'll be taking the Jeep, which is worse on gas. So hopefully I can get a hitch. And then if so, it's comfortable to just lean back and sleep in. I love my car. Very comfy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. By the time you come through, I'll already be at Apples anyway. I think I'm gonna get there early with Shane.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be there for like a Friday night and Saturday night, just 2 nights.
That don't make any sense to me, but
well, that's because I got a lot of things that I need to do, and I do have a couple of students, so it's not like it's like, hey, I'm not going to train you on Friday because I'm going to like leave and go to a fly-in.
I think you got COVID again. You got to leave early.
Bring the students with you. Make it a field trip.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Set them on the runway on the LZ, and whenever someone crashes, go. Don't do that.
It is possible. It is possible. One of my students was in the chat. I think Shane was chatting with him, so it's very possible that he can make it. But we're still working on it. We got 34 likes. 18 people are watching. It is 10 o'clock now, and I know that I tried to end the show about now because 11 o'clock is your time, Shane?
Yeah, sure.
Right? I mean, that's when you want to get off the show?
No, that's not. I mean, I'm here until whenever, but until the wife says, hey, I'm getting in the shower, I'm like, oh, got to go.
You got to go and scrub her back.
Scrub her back.
Yeah. And then as a relationship, I scrub her back, she scrubs mine. It's all good.
It really is. That's the way everything works. You know what? How about we end the live stream and we just chat privately? That way we can talk more than just PPG. I mean, PPG rated.
With that being said, there's a reason why I installed 2 shower heads in the master bathroom. You know what I mean?
Well,
he's a master bather too.
Too bad people aren't going to be in here and listen. My wife is already saying that it's 10 o'clock. So how about we kill the live stream, chat a little bit privately, and just go from there. Sound good?
Sounds
all right,
good.
guys. Thank you very much for listening. This is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. We appreciate you listening to this long podcast as always. You're probably listening to us on your favorite podcasting app. So we appreciate you. If you want to go over to paratalk.org, you can listen to us there. But if you want to see our pretty faces, you can go to clearproptv.com. It forwards over to ppgzone.com/clearproptv, and it has the last episode and the current episode. Also has a form that you can fill out if you want something for free. If you want a free stickers, fill it out and say you want a free sticker. If you got a good paramotor joke, there's even a place that you can put your favorite paramotor joke, because we want some paramotor jokes. Anyways, run over to ppgzone.com, make a profile if you haven't done so already. We're going to be going through that to do the spinning wheel of winning things. So if you're on ppgzone.com, you'll be automatically entered. You don't actually have to be listening to the show. How about that? That's awesome. And if you're just listening to us and you can't watch us live, you can still win something from our spinning wheel of winning things. I want to thank everybody on the panel. I want to thank Brian Haybill Waller. If you're watching this, he's giving us some donkey ears. Is that donkey ears? I don't know what that is. We also got Never Trust the Skinny Chef Shane at ppgshane.com, Brian Haybill Waller at ppgbrian.com. We also got Walter in the house. He's upside down, and you can find him at ppgwalter.com. We also got DP in the house. We appreciate you, man. John Wayne's in the house. Howdy, dude. We also got Will Fly PPG, and me, myself, and I, SeanSymons.com, ppggrandpa.com, SeanSymons.org, and there's a whole slew of other .coms, but we're not going to go on to that. Look down below in the description to see all these cool .coms that we got going on. Plus, we got Paramotor College that we are building up. So if you want to learn everything that there is to know about paramotors, go to paramotorcollege.com. Not right now. It's not built. Just bookmarking. Come back later. You have a great night. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa, and we'll catch you next time on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, Clearprop TV, paratalk.org. And now